Hello everyone, and welcome to Fictional Vortex. So we are back with an interesting series on what if Naruto awakens powerful of the three great Doujutsu, the Rinnegan Jinchuuriki. But before we start, I just want to remind you to please subscribe to my channel and hit the like button if you enjoy my content. Let's start the story. 12 years ago a nine-tailed fox suddenly appeared, killing thousands of shinobi of the village hidden in the leaves. The fourth Hokage, Minato Namikaze, defeated the beast by sealing it in a human boy. His own son, Naruto Uzumaki. With Minato, Kushina, and Kyuubi, Minato had just teleported away with his wife, son, and the Kyuubi to an area away from Konoha. He planned to seal the mighty Biju into his son, Naruto Uzumaki, to save the entire village. "I'm going to seal the Kyuubi into Naruto," Minato said to his wife who was laying on the ground, on death's door after having the strongest Biju, the Kyuubi, extracted from her minutes earlier. "No, you can't. This is a very heavy burden that I wouldn't wish upon anyone," Kushina yelled, terrified at the thought of putting such a burden on her own kid. "I know, but we have no choice, everyone will die if we don't, including Naruto," Minato said, trying to calm his wife. At hearing this, Kushina calmed down begrudgingly, not wanted her son to be the next Jinchuuriki of the evilest thing in existence, but also not wanting him to die. She chose to put her faith in Minato. "Okay. I'm going to start the sealing." Minato started but paused when Kushina started to cough up blood. "Kushina," Minato said, surprised, running to his lover's side. "Does he intend to seal me again? Even more importantly inside that brat?" Kyuubi thought after hearing the two in front of him talk. "I will not allow this. I will not be sealed again," Kyuubi thought before slashing his massive claws down trying to kill his would-be container. "No," Kushina and Minato yelled before jumping in the way, stopped his giant claw before he could hurt the small blonde boy. "We have to finish this now," Minato yelled out as he swiped some blood from his mouth, making some hands signed and yelling, summoning jutsu. Meanwhile with Sarutobi and two others, "Please let us make it in time," the three thought in unison. "We have to hurry, I have a bad feeling about this," Hiruzen Sarutobi, the retired third Hokage, said to the others. "Hi." The two others said in unison. One of them was none other than Kakashi Hatake, Minato's former student and Anbu captain. He had white, gravity-defying hair, a Konoha headband and a mask that covered half of his face. He also had his headband tilted down over one of his eyes, which held his Sharingan that his, said to be, late friend Obito Uchiha had given him. Obito had been crushed by a boulder on a dangerous mission during the Third Great Shinobi War, but not before he gave Kakashi his Sharingan. Later, Kakashi's other teammate Rin had been killed, and since then, he had always blamed himself for their deaths. He was wearing standard Anbu clothing and was worried for his sensei's safety. The other one was Might Guy, Kakashi's eternal rival, and one of his closest and oldest friends. He had black hair in a bowl haircut, bushy eyebrows that could have been a continent, and wore his headband like a belt around his waist. He was wearing a green spandex bodysuit, orange leg warmers and a Junin flak jacket. He was rushing behind Sarutobi, being sure to keep an eye on Kakashi, being worried that if Kakashi lost his own sensei after losing Rin and Obito, he might never be the same again. Possibly worse. They finally arrived at the scene only to be stopped by a powerful barrier, inside none other than Minato, his wife Kushina, son Naruto, and the mighty Kyuubi. They were standing still with the Kyuubi's claw slicing through their stomachs. They also saw a small ceiling table holding a small, whiskered, and blonde boy. "Are they planning on taking care of the Kyuubi themselves?" all three said aloud in unison. "Sensei," Kakashi said on the edge of tears, knowing his sensei wouldn't last through the night. "I can't believe they're going to do this," Guy said to no one in particular. "Hey, is that a child in that bed?" Sarutobi said aloud for everyone to hear. Kakashi and Guy turned to look closer and gasped. "It is?" Kakashi said with wide eyes. "Are they planning to seal the Kyuubi in that child?" Guy asked Sarutobi. "It appears so," Sarutobi said. "Is that the child that Sensei and Kushina said they were having?" Kakashi thought, remembering a few months back. Flashback. "Come in, Kakashi," Minato said, signaling Kakashi into his office. "Hi, Hokage-sama," Kakashi said, approaching his desk. "I have great news," Kushina is pregnant, Minato said happily. Congratulations sensei. Kakashi said with slight happiness in his voice. Yes, I have a secret mission for you. Being a Jinchuuriki, Kushina's seal will be at its weakest during birth. I want you to protect her while she is carrying our child, Minato said smiling kindly. Hi Hokage-sama. Kakashi said with seriousness seeping into his voice once again, before shining away. Flashback end. I think it's Sensei's child, Kakashi stated shocking guy. That is very likely, Sarutobi said calmly before all of them turned to see what happened next. With Minato, Kushina, and Kyuubi, Minato had just started the Reaper Death Seal, and was about to seal half of the Kyuubi into himself. Forbidden Secret Jutsu. Reaper Death Seal. Once he sealed half the Kyuubi into himself he could feel his time ending. My body, I'm going numb, Minato said aloud so everyone knew his time was coming to an end. Kushina pushed herself off of the Kyuubi's claw and wandered over a few feet before falling to her knees. Kushina. Minato said scared to lose his wife. He made his way over and stopped when Naruto started to cry. Minato. Seal the Kyuubi into Naruto, we both don't have much time left, hurry. I'll hold him down. More chains shout out of her body to hold down the Kyuubi. The mighty Biju roared at being held to the ground by his dying host. Minato limped over to Naruto to finally seal the Biju once and for all when suddenly, Naruto opened his eyes. They weren't normal blue eyes like his. No, these were dark purple eyes with a small dot-like pupil and black rings making it look like a ripple pattern. The Rinnegan. Minato gasped out low enough no one could hear. He finally made it to Naruto. He put a finger on his forehead, pushing chakra into a seal on Naruto's forehead. I have to seal these eyes until you are old enough to use them properly. They will unlock when you are in distress. Seal. Minato thought as he finished pushing chakra into the seal. The seal glowed red and slowly Naruto's eyes turned blue like his father's. Okay, now that I have sealed that, it's time to seal the Kyuubi. Minato said aloud to himself, building the last of his chakra. He focused his chakra until it was ready. 8 trigrams seal, Minato yelled. Then there was a flash of light. Everyone present had to turn their eyes away because of the blinding light. Then, the Kyuubi was gone, the barrier fell. Minato and Kushina were lying on the ground. Kakashi, Sarutobi, and Guy ran forward hoping that somehow Minato and Kushina had survived. Their worst fears were met when Minato was breathing and Kushina was too close to save. Sarutobi ran up to Kushina and held her head as she slowly opened her eyes. Kakashi and Guy arrived at that moment and all three heard her last dying breath. Take care of Naruto. She then closed her eyes never to awake again. All three were shocked to say the least. Kushina used her dying breath to tell them about Naruto, them. Of all people them. All their thoughts were broken when they heard a baby crying. They all turning to see Naruto, blonde hair and all. They slowly walked up to him and looked at the small child. Naruto opened his eyes and they all gasped. He had bright blue eyes and looked just like his father in every way, not including the whiskers. Kakashi quickly picked up the small blonde boy and cradled him in his arms and whispered just low enough for everyone to hear. I promise to protect you, Naruto. 12 years later. It was an early morning in Konoha and everyone was just starting their day, and one blonde-haired boy was happily eating ramen. Today is the day I finally become a genin, the boy thought. This boy was none other than Naruto Uzumaki. He was born 12 years ago on the night of the Kyuubi attack when the Yondaime supposedly killed the mighty beast and became a hero to the village. Strangely, Naruto was always alone and had no friends, if only he knew. The villagers would always glare at him with cold, icy, hate-filled eyes and call him a demon behind his back. He never understood why they glared at him or why they called him a demon, but he always held his head high aiming for one goal: to become the greatest Hokage the world had ever seen. Today was the day he had been waiting for a long time, the graduation exams at a ninja academy that many just called the academy. He had been waiting for this for many years after failing 3 times. He failed because he couldn't do a proper Bunshin no Jutsu. He didn't know why, but many secretly assumed it was the Kyuubi, not that he knew about it. After finishing his ramen breakfast he rushed to his closet and pulled out his orange jumpsuit. This jumpsuit was the clothing he wore every single day. It was bright hunter orange, had a white high collar, and around his upper chest to his lower chest it was blue. He then went to the bathroom and put his green goggles, wearing it like a headband. He smiled in the mirror happily and feeling determined he would pass this time. Well, he hoped. Walking out of his apartment, he locked the door, jumped down the stairs of his apartment, and started walking towards the academy. As he was walking through the streets he couldn't shake the feeling he was being watched. He looked around only to see the glares he was receiving. He lowered his head and was close to tears. He then tried to get his mind off of the thoughts but couldn't. Why do they glare at me? What did I do to deserve this? Does anyone care? No, Gigi cares. I can't get down about this, he thought and raised his head again. He shrugged off all of the glares and thought that they were why he felt as if he was being watched. With Kakashi, he watched from the rooftops as Naruto made his way through the streets suppressing his anger towards the villagers. Suddenly he saw Naruto look around. Thinking he spotted him he quickly suppressed his chakra more. He noticed Naruto catch a glimpse of the villagers' glares and saw his head slump. Why did these villagers have to treat him like the demon himself? Can't they see, if he was the demon they would be dead right now? Kakashi thought angrily as he watched the boy on the edge of tears. He then continued watching as the boy raised his head, new determination in his eyes. I wonder what's going through his head right now, Kakashi thought to himself as the boy walked on no longer paying attention to the villagers' hateful glares. He suddenly felt a chakra behind him and turned around. What he saw shocked him. There stood Guy looking sad as he watched Naruto walking away. He turned his eyes to Kakashi. I'm glad you kept your promise to Kushina all these years, Kakashi, Guy said with a saddened expression, voice full of respect. Yeah, but I wish I could have protected him more. They treat him like the demon himself, Kakashi said with regret and anger in his eyes. You've done more than the Hokage has done, Kakashi. You even protected him from the truth. Guy's voice trailed off as they both remembered what had happened so many years ago. Flashback. Naruto was only 5 years old. The attacks from the sad and angry villagers was heightened on this day, Naruto's birthday. The young boy was running through the streets for his life, yet another attack from villagers and he didn't know why. Leave me alone. Why are you doing this? Naruto screamed at the top of his lungs hoping to knock them out of whatever genjutsu he thought they were in. We'll finish what the Yondaime started. Die demon. Multiple villagers yelled as the boy started crying. Naruto continued running thanks to his unusually high stamina. He turned a corner and to his utter terror, found himself in a dead end. We have you now, demon. One villager screamed. No, I'm not a demon. Why do you think I'm a demon? Naruto yelled at them. Shut up. You're just trying to take hold of our minds, you stupid monster, another villager yelled. Naruto started to cry, praying to Kami that someone would save him from what he knew was about to happen. It happened every year, always on his birthday. Please. Just leave me alone. What have I done to any of you? Naruto pleaded, tears falling down his face. No. You killed our families, you monster. Now we're going to kill you. Yet another villager yelled. Naruto curled into a fetal position, crying his eyes out hoping that it would just be over with. He finally looked up to see the villagers closing in, one swing, then darkness. Kakashi had just arrived and was about to murder all of the villagers in the alley when he turned and saw an unconscious Naruto. He then turned back to the villagers and released enough killing intent to frighten the Hokage. A.N. Killing intent from now on will be known as ki. Naruto began to stir and felt the ki and panicked. This feeling was so overwhelming. Am I really going to die here? He thought to himself, then saw the man in front of him was protecting him. He realized he was going to be safe, then one of the villagers made a big mistake. Are you really going to protect that demon? One of the villagers yelled at Kakashi. Naruto started to cry. He stood up and looked at the villagers. Kakashi turned just enough to see an evil aura surrounding the boy. It wasn't the Kyuubi. What was this then? It felt like anger and sadness. WWH, what is this? It's dark. Kakashi thought as he watched Naruto stare angrily at the crowd of people who were now cowering in fear, thinking the demon was going to get revenge. Why? Why do you do this to me? Why? Naruto yelled at them fiercely, his voice full of anger, sadness, angst, and overall sheer terror. Everyone visibly flinched when they heard the boy's voice. It held so many emotions, so negative. Kakashi flinched the most at the pure sadness in his voice. He felt his heart snap in two at the boy before him. All of them stayed silent until one of the villagers got too cocky and stood tall, relishing what he was about to do. Because you were a demon. You killed the Yondaime. You were the sound cut off from Naruto's ears. What was happening? He then looked up to see the man that protected him looking into his ice-blue eyes with his own blood-red eye with 3 tomo, the Sharingan. The tomo started to spin, rapidly gaining speed, then everything went black. He was in a sewer. Seconds earlier with Kakashi. Oh no, he's not going to say what I think he is. Kakashi had to think fast, for Naruto. Before Naruto could even blink, Kakashi killed every villager in the crowd, then quickly rushed in front of Naruto before he could see the gore ahead. He focused in on the boy's eyes with his Sharingan, hoping to go into his mind and see if Naruto had seen anything he wished he hadn't. Maybe if he did he could erase it. Then he was in a sewer. Back with Naruto in his mind, Naruto looked around confused at what had happened, and saw he was in a sewer. Panicked, he got up and started walking around, trying to find his way out. He just made it 5 steps before he heard a splashing sound behind him. He turned in fear of someone hurting him, again. When he saw the person who protected him he calmed down but kept his guard up, just in case. Kakashi then looked around and found Naruto staring at him with fear in his eyes. He calmly walked up to the boy. Where am I? Naruto nearly yelled out because of fear. Kakashi looked around and noticed they were in a sewer. What? I thought, is this Naruto's mind? Kakashi thought, shocked at what the boy's mind looked like. I think I have an idea. Stay here, okay, Naruto? Kakashi said low enough for Naruto to hear. Naruto nodded, fearing where he might end up if he didn't stay where he was. He then sat down, hoping the man would come back for him. Kakashi then made his way through Naruto's mind. He hadn't done this a lot, but he never saw a mind that resembled a sewer. He continued a ways, then he heard faint growling. Curious, he continued toward it, wondering if it was what he thought it was. He finally turned a corner and walked into a large room with a cage, held by a slip of paper that said, "Seal," on it. So this is where the Kyuubi lives now, huh? Kakashi thought and chuckled slightly. He then felt a wave of powerful chakra and looked at the cage expectantly. Then he saw red slit eyes, filled with rage and evil. The Kyuubi stepped forward, showing all 9-tailed swishing behind it menacingly. Kakashi stared in wonder, wondering what the mighty Biju might do to see him there. Who are you? You're not my container. Where is that little kid? Kyuubi said, his voice full of power and curiousness. Kakashi's sweat dropped at what the Kyuubi had just called Naruto. Then he looked up into his eyes. I am Kakashi. I promised to watch over your container, and why the hell would you call him a little kid? Kakashi said, saying the last part in a curious manner. You are very brave to come into the kid's mind and face me, and I can call him what I want, okay? Kyuubi said in an admiring tone, and the last part Kakashi almost thought it sounded embarrassed. Okay. I was just wondering. So has the kid ever come in here before? Kakashi asked, snickering at the kid part. You little. How dare you? I am the Kyuubi and you invaded this little kid's mind just to ask me some stupid questions. Leave now or I'll kill you. Kyuubi said, shooting out enough ki to make ever Orochimaru begging for death. Kakashi struggled to stay standing at sheer amount of killing intent that was being thrown his way. The killing intent stopped and Kakashi fell on his knees, panting and sweating heavily. If the Kyuubi can do this even with the seal in place, what will happen to Naruto if he comes in here? Kakashi thought, panicked at what the boy could witness if he came into his own mind one day. Then the Kyuubi snickered and cast both Naruto and Kakashi out of Naruto's mind. Then everything went black. Back into the real world. Both Naruto and Kakashi were back and staring into each other's eyes. Then they broke eye contact. Before Naruto could even blink, Kakashi shunshined him to an unfamiliar building. This is my house. Are you okay, Naruto? Kakashi turned to Naruto, who had appeared to be scared. Naruto slowly turned to Kakashi, who had covered his Sharingan, and nodded slowly. Okay. How about I make you some lunch? Said Kakashi, eyes smiling, trying to lighten the mood. Okay. Naruto said, smiling. Kakashi smiled back. Nothing appeared wrong with Naruto, so he could rest easy. For the next few days Kakashi couldn't stop thinking about his meeting with Kyuubi. He would have to keep a closer eye on Naruto to make sure he didn't meet that evil demon inside of him. Flashback end, Ashi. Kakashi. Kakashi. Kakashi jumped as he heard Guy calling his name, trying to get his attention. Oh, sorry Guy, I was just thinking about something, Kakashi said, seeming lost in thought. Well, today you're going to get your new Genin team, so let's celebrate and get our minds out of the past, Guy said, trying to cheer both of them up. Okay. Let's go, Kakashi said as they started to walk away. He's right, I need to get my mind off this, with Naruto. Naruto had just arrived at the academy and was about to walk into his classroom. He walked in and went to a seat, ignoring amused looks and snickering he heard about. Naruto Baka can't pass. I can't believe that Dobi actually came, he's just going to fail, again. After about 10 minutes Iruka and Mizuki finally walked in. He failed to notice the smirk he got from Mizuki, and the class started. Okay class, today are the Genin exams. You will be tested on the Bunshin, Kawarimi, and the Henge. When your name is called, please report to the testing room. Iruka started to read down the list until Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto perked up at his name, smiled and proceeded to the testing room. Okay Naruto, now, henge into someone, Iruka said, waiting expectantly. Naruto transformed into the third Hokage, then transformed back. Okay. Now make at least 2 Bunshin Naruto. Naruto started to sweat from nervousness. Could he really do this? Okay. Keep calm and focus, Naruto thought as he said out loud. Bunshin no Jutsu. To his right, the smoke vanished at their laid a dead-looking Naruto. Oh come on. Damn it. Naruto thought just before Iruka gave him the news. I'm sorry Naruto, but you failed, Iruka said sadly, knowing how much Naruto wanted to become a Genin. Damn it. Before they could say anything else, Naruto kicked his clone and walked out of the room. Later with Naruto, Naruto was watching sadly as all the other children's family congratulated them on becoming Genin. Not that I'll ever know how that feels, Naruto thought sadly as he watched the others. Then he heard someone come up to him from the side. He turned and saw it was Mizuki standing over him. Mizuki crouched down to Naruto's level and was about to put his own plan into action. Naruto, Iruka just wants you to be strong with all his heart, but that will never happen if he goes easy on you. I know, but I really wanted to graduate this time, Naruto said sadly. Well, then I guess I'll have to tell you, later in a forest with Naruto. Naruto was sitting on the forest floor with a scroll on his back. This wasn't just any scroll though, this was the scroll of sealing. That was secret to almost everyone, almost. Naruto heard someone coming his way and looked up, only to see a very angry Iruka. Naruto. Why would you steal the scroll of sealing? Iruka asked, angry and curious at the same time. Mizuki-sensei told me to. He told me about the scroll and this place. Naruto started to trail out, finally putting some of the puzzle into place. Then, there was a faint whizzing sound coming out of the trees. Iruka pushed Naruto away before he was hit with several kunai and shuriken. Well, I see you've found our little hideaway, a voice called from the trees, making everyone turn to see a smirking Mizuki. Why? Mizuki, why are you doing this? Iruka asked, with a pained voice. What's going on? Naruto asked, confused why his sensei would do this. Naruto. Don't let Mizuki get the scroll. He lied to you to betray this village, Iruka said, hoping it got through to the blonde. It didn't. Oh, you want to know who's really lying? Mizuki said with a crazed look in his eyes. What? Naruto asked, scared of what the man would say. No Mizuki. It's forbidden, Iruka yelled, trying to save Naruto from what he was about to hear. The Kyuubi that attacked this village, Mizuki started, but was interrupted by Naruto. The fourth Hokage killed it. He killed the Kyuubi to save the village, Naruto yelled to Mizuki, thinking he had gone mad. Oh no, he didn't kill the Kyuubi. It couldn't be killed, so he did the next best thing. He sealed it into a human child, Mizuki said with a malicious smile in his face. He sealed the Kyuubi into you. The Kyuubi's taken over your body. You are the Kyuubi, Mizuki finished, grinning madly. Naruto was shocked to say the least. He couldn't believe it. He wasn't the Kyuubi, was he? That's why you'll never be accepted in this village. Die Naruto, Mizuki said as he threw a Fuma shuriken at Naruto, who was still shocked. Naruto, get down, Iruka screamed. These was a squishing noise and Naruto opened his eyes. Iruka had protected him from the shuriken. But, why? Naruto asked, thinking he was the demon. You're not a demon, Naruto. If a kunai is sealed in a scroll, does the scroll become the kunai? Iruka asked, trying to make him understand. And no. Naruto said shakily. Naruto, we're the same. When I lost my parents, no one cared. I was all alone and I know that's how you feel. You're lonely and it hurts inside, and I could have been there for you more. Don't make me laugh. Iruka always hated you because the fox killed his parents, Mizuki interrupted. Naruto bolted off into the woods, not sure where to go, anywhere better than there. Naruto, Iruka cried out with tears in his eyes. 5 minutes later. The Fuma shuriken was coming at Iruka, who braced for death. So this is it. Iruka thought as the shuriken drew closer and closer. Cling. The shuriken flew away harmlessly. Naruto. Iruka thought as he saw Naruto sliding on the ground. That was a nice trick, for a little punk, Mizuki said, trying to scare Naruto. Naruto's eyes started to sting and he blinked a few times trying to ignore them. Why do my eyes sting? Naruto thought but decided to ignore it. If you ever touch my sensei, I'll kill you, Naruto said in a threatening way. Please, you're the dobi who can't even make one bunshin, like you could beat me, a chunin. Mizuki scoffed at the mere idea of it. Let's see about that, Naruto said before making a cross sign and shouting, Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. About 1,000 clones suddenly poofed into existence all around Mizuki. How? So many. Iruka and Mizuki thought in unison. The clones started to beat up Mizuki until he was close to death and then dispelled. Sorry, I might have gone too far, Naruto stated, chuckling and rubbing his head sheepishly. Naruto, come here, I want to give you something, Iruka stated with a proud smile. Close your eyes. Iruka ordered. Naruto closed his eyes expectantly. Okay. You can open your eyes, Iruka said, smiling. Naruto opened his eyes to see Iruka holding his goggles and missing his headband. Congratulations, Naruto, you graduate, Iruka said happily. And as celebration I'll take you out for ramen. Iruka-sensei. Naruto screamed and jumped onto a laughing Iruka. 1 week later. Naruto was changing into his orange jumpsuit. He hesitated for a minute, then he happily put on his headband. Today was the day he would get his genin team. He walked out of his apartment and felt like he was being watched. Naruto looked around and didn't see anyone at all. Thinking he was paranoid, he continued walking to the academy. With Kakashi. Damn it. How does he always sense me? Oh well, it looks like he passed the genin exams. Kakashi thought happily. With Naruto. Naruto just arrived at the academy and walked into the classroom, ignoring all the confused and angry looks he got. He sat down in the middle row of the class next to the last Uchiha, Sasuke. Sasuke and Naruto had always been at each other's throats since they were kids. Naruto thought of Sasuke as a rival, or a goal. Sasuke just saw Naruto as an annoyance worth nothing. Naruto was so busy playing with his headband that he didn't notice the laziest kid in school, Shikamaru Nara, come up to him and eye him suspiciously. What are you doing here, Naruto? This place isn't for dropouts, you can't be here unless you graduate, Shikamaru said, eyeing Naruto suspiciously. You see this? It's a regulation headband. We're going to be training together, Naruto said smugly. Shikamaru huffed and walked away, but Naruto failed to notice another pair of eyes on him. So you graduated after all, I'm glad, thought a shy and quiet girl, Hinata Hyuga. Everyone in the room turned to the sound of elephants running up the hall, only to see two girls and rivals shoving their way into the room. Ino Yamanaka and Sakura Haruno, Naruto's crush. Ino had blonde hair, blue eyes, and a purple dress, while Sakura had pink hair, green eyes, and a red dress. I'm first. They both yelled, panting heavily. I win again, Sakura, Ino said smugly. Yeah right, I had to look back to see you, Sakura said smugly. Sakura then looked over to Naruto, and Naruto blushed rosy red. I think she likes my in this headband, Naruto thought shyly. Sakura started to run up and Naruto jumped out of his seat to greet her. Hey Sakura! Naruto yelled, only to be shoved down by Sakura. Move it! Good morning Sasuke, Mind if I sit next to you? Sakura said. Nice try, but Sasuke's mine, Ino said, grabbing Sakura's arm. I was here first. Sakura hissed back. No, I was here first. Some other fangirls joined in on the argument. Clueless Sasuke thought and went back to brooding on how to kill a certain man. Sasuke's clan, the Uchiha clan, was massacred by one person in a single night. That person was none other than Itachi Uchiha, Sasuke's brother. From that night on, Sasuke vowed to kill his brother for what he had done to cleanse the Uchiha name. In meeting room, promising new student Sasuke Uchiha, is that him? A man smoking a cigarette asked. Yes, that's him. Sarutobi answered. He's the only survivor left of the Uchiha clan. A girl with red eyes and black hair said. That's right. Sarutobi said grimly. The crystal ball went from Sasuke to Naruto. Naruto Uzumaki. All of the Junins in the room thought except for two. I wonder how he'll react to that fangirl that pushed him down. Both Kakashi and Guy thought at the same time. Back in classroom, there was a thump and Naruto appeared on the table in front of Sasuke and was staring into his eyes and growling. Naruto. Hey, stop growling at Sasuke. The fangirls yelled, getting more rabid by the second. What do they see in him? Sasuke. What's the big deal with this guy? Naruto thought and started growling louder. The fangirls started to get even more rabid and the kid behind Naruto decided to have some fun. Whoa, hey. This is great, the kid said as he accidentally pushed Naruto towards Sasuke. Sorry, did I bump ya? The kid said innocently. What the Sakura started? Ino started. A smooching sound was heard throughout the room, and if you looked towards Naruto and Sasuke, all you would see was them close to puking, making choking sounds, and dry heaving. At this point Naruto was royally screwed. They're vicious, the kid behind Naruto said. Run. It's a pack of angry and bloodthirsty fangirls. Run for your life. Naruto heard a voice in his head scream. Naruto nearly screamed when he heard the voice in his head, but no one really noticed. Naruto suddenly felt a spike in ki and started to pant heavily under the pressure. Danger. Naruto whispered under his breath and turned to see a pack of angry fangirls. Naruto. You are so dead. Sakura said in a pissed-off voice as the ki rose more. Everyone visibly flinched at the terror that could be seen in Naruto's eyes. The boys in class wondered why he looked like he just saw the Kyuubi. It was just a bunch of fangirls, right? Inside Naruto's head, he was seeing all high-past beatings at once, flashing before his eyes. His eyes started to tinge in pain and his head started to ache, but he just ignored it. 5 minutes later, when the fangirls finally stopped beating up Naruto, he crawled back to his seat, his past beatings still flashing before his eyes. A dark aura started to surround Naruto. It was filled with anger, sadness, and fear. A lot of the kids pinned themselves to the walls away from Naruto. Even Sasuke Uchiha. Why does everyone hate me? Why don't they just leave me alone? I just want one friend. Naruto thought as the dark aura started to fade away. The kids moved back to their seats and waited for class to start, trying to forget what just happened. In meeting room, all of the Junin shivered at what had just happened moments earlier. Flashback. All of the Junin watched through the crystal ball as Naruto jumped on the table and started growling at Sasuke. What the hell? Was the thought that most of them thought as they watched Naruto start to growl louder. Oh no. Kakashi and Guy thought at the same time. All of the Junin gasped when they saw the boy behind Naruto push him into Sasuke. Most of the Junin were laughing when they ended up seeing Naruto and Sasuke gagging. It was possibly the funniest thing they had ever seen. All of the Junin were shocked when Naruto seemed to have heard someone say something, but the room was perfectly quiet. Then they were even more surprised when Naruto muttered under his breath, "Danger," before even turning around. Multiple Junin had different thoughts when they saw the terrified look in Naruto's eyes. He's seen true terror before. A girl with purple hair and brown eyes thought. His look holds true terror, but why? The man smoking cigarettes thought. I wonder what's going through his head to cause him to look this afraid. The girl with red eyes and black hair thought. Oh no. He's seeing his past flash before his eyes all at once. This won't end well. Kakashi and Guy thought in unison. When he crawled back to his seat, The ball focused on his face, where only his eyes were showing. Then, they all felt an aura full of anger, sadness, and fear. All of them subconsciously jumped back and braced themselves against the walls of the room. Why does everyone hate me? Why don't they just leave me alone? I just want one friend. Then the Arua started to fade away, and they watched as the kids went back to their original seats. Flashback end. What was that? All the Junin asked. That definitely wasn't the Kyuubi, Guy said, and everyone nodded. It happened one other time when he was 5 and I saved him from a mob, Kakashi stated. When his go down too much, it becomes like a sort of aura, Kakashi finished. Note to self, never make Naruto emotionally hurt, all the Junin thought at the same time. Did anyone else hear that voice? A random Junin asked. Everyone nodded in confirmation. Was that Naruto's voice? The red-eyed and black-haired girl asked. I'm afraid it was Kurenai. The smoking and said, really? Are you sure it was Asuma? Yes. Asuma said. He's just like me. The girl with purple hair and brown eyes muttered, but everyone heard. It's okay, Anko. Kurenai said. I think we all need to set him up with some friends, Anko said. He'll make friends when he gets a team. Let's watch now, Sarutobi said. All of them turned their attention to the crystal ball, where Iruka was about to name Team 7. With Naruto in class, Team 7, Naruto Uzumaki, Sakura Haruno. Yeah. Naruto yelled, getting chuckles from the Junin watching. I'm doomed. Sakura muttered, getting sweat drops from the Junin. And Sasuke Uchiha. Ah. Sakura yelled, getting more sweat drops from the Junin. I'm doomed. Naruto said, earning laughter from all the Junin. Your sensei will be Kakashi Hitaki, Iruka finished. Team 8, Hinata Hyuga, Kiba Inuzuka, and Shino Aburame. Your sensei will be Kurenai Yuhi. Team 10, Ino Yamanaka, Shikamaru Nara, and Choji Akamichi. Your sensei will be Asuma Sarutobi. After lunch you will meet your Junin senseis, after lunch. A.N. I'm going to skip the waiting part, so now they're on the roof giving introductions. My name is Kakashi Hitaki, I like and hate a lot of things, I never thought of a dream, and I have lots of hobbies. All he told us was his name, the 3 genin thought. Okay. Pinky, you're up, Kakashi said, gaining a tick mark from Sakura. My name is Sakura Haruno, I like Sasuke, my dream is Sasuke, my hobbies are Sasuke, and I dislike Naruto. You next, Emo, Kakashi said, gaining a scowl from Sasuke. My name is Sasuke Uchiha, I hate a lot of things, and I don't particularly like anything. My dream. No, my ambition is to restore my clan. And to kill a certain someone. Sasuke said in a dark tone. Revenge. Naruto and Kakashi thought at the same time. Okay. You next, Blondie, Kakashi said, causing Naruto to growl. My name is Naruto Uzumaki, my likes are ramen, my dislikes are the time it takes to cook ramen. My dream is to be the greatest Hokage. Then everyone will stop disrespecting me and look up to me, and treat me like I'm somebody important, Naruto finished with fire in his eyes. He's grown up in a very interesting way, Kakashi thought before 2 people in the group broke out laughing. You. Hokage? Please. Like you could become Hokage? You can't even make one clone. Sasuke and Sakura snickered while laughing at his dream. It's a good dream. They have no idea what he's gone through. It's miraculous he wants to protect everyone instead of kill them. Kakashi thought, disappointed that they would throw down Naruto's dream. Naruto looked down, feeling sad and angry. Why are they laughing? It's a good dream, Naruto thought angrily. Suddenly, the temperature around them dropped and they gasped. They thought they could see their own breathe. All of them looked around, then to Naruto, who was looking around, just as confused as them. Without the genin noticing, Kakashi uncovered his Sharingan slightly. When he looked at the 3 genin in front of him, he saw something confusing. The Uchiha had the Sharingan, so they could easily push chakra into their eyes to activate it. He saw Sasuke wasn't doing anything, but when he looked at Naruto, Naruto's eyes were faintly glowing with faint, dark lavender chakra. Causing his eyes to glow faintly, he seemed to be doing this unconsciously. Then he saw a saw seal on Naruto's forehead. It was full of chakra but seemed close to fading away. What the hell? Dark lavender chakra. Why is there a seal on his forehead? He seems to be doing this subconsciously. Could it be? Kakashi wondered. Flashback from Kakashi's posture. Minato finally made it to Naruto. He put a finger on his forehead, pushing chakra into a seal on Naruto's forehead. Seal. Minato thought as he finished pushing chakra into the seal. The seal glowed red and slowly vanished. Okay. Now that I have sealed that, it's time to seal the Kyuubi, Minato said. Flashback end. Yeah, that's probably what it is. But what did he seal? I'll keep this a secret. When the time comes, it's Naruto's choice to tell the Hokage. If he finds out what it is, Kakashi thought. He was broken out of his thoughts when heard the genin screaming. What the hell? They screamed, wondering why it was so cold. Everyone, stop channeling chakra around your body, Kakashi said, hoping to not give any hints, but to stop the cold wave. He watched in curiosity as all of them stopped their chakra flow. When he saw Naruto, he saw the purple chakra seeping back into the seal and Naruto's eyes stopped glowing. He doesn't seem to know about the seal, but he can still stop its chakra flow? From the knowledge of seals I have, it seems the seal is getting weaker. Kakashi thought, deciding what to do. He decided he would check out the seal later. Okay. Well, now that everything is back to normal, meet me at Training Ground 3 tomorrow at 5 a.m. and don't eat breakfast, you'll puke. See ya. Kakashi waved and disappeared in a puff of smoke. The next morning, 5 a.m., Training Ground number 3. Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke got to the training ground at 5 a.m. They've been waiting for 1 hour, so Sakura and Sasuke decided to get some sleep while Naruto stood watch. Naruto still having some trouble with his eyes. They would get waves of pain and each time it would get worse, and recently his head started to hurt too. It was 6 a.m. by now and Naruto was starting to get impatient. Where is Sensei? I want to get this done so we can go on cool missions, Naruto thought. Then his head started to hurt again. He just put his hand on his head waiting for it to go away. Unknown to Naruto, Kakashi was watching the whole time to see how they got along. With Kakashi 1 minute before, Kakashi was about to go down to start the test when he saw Naruto start to hold his head. He uncovered his Sharingan to see that the seal on Naruto's forehead was giving more chakra to his eyes in slow waves, causing him to have some headaches. Kakashi kept seeing Naruto's eyes light up then turn off. It actually reminded him of how you would flick a light switch on and off. He probably just thinks it's a headache, Kakashi thought, slightly amused. It's settled. I'm going to have to check out that seal tonight when he's asleep. It might be doing more harm than good. Kakashi thought, slightly worried about the child he secretly cared for all his life. Well, I guess it's time to start the test, Kakashi said as he shunshined in front of the genin. With Naruto. Naruto jumped when his sensei suddenly appeared in front of him. Yo! Kakashi said nonchalantly, ignoring the glare he was getting from Naruto. You're late, Naruto and the now awake Sakura shouted. Kakashi just sweat dropped and went on to explain the bell test. Closely keep an eye on how Naruto was doing, noting that he was trying to pretend nothing was wrong. Kakashi could see right through it though. Naruto, I hope that seal on your forehead isn't hurting you too much, Kakashi thought, worried. Okay. Ready. Start, Kakashi said as the 3 genin jumped into the bushes. Okay. I don't think any of us could beat Kakashi alone. The key to the test must be teamwork, Naruto thought, getting a really smart idea. Kage Bunshin no Jutsu, Naruto whimpered and 4 Narutos appeared. Okay. 2 go get Sasuke, and the other 2 go get Sakura. Scatter, Naruto told the clones and they took off into the woods. Naruto got the memories of one of the clones that went to get Sakura. She killed it. Wait, I get the clones' memories, Naruto thought excitedly. This could be useful. Naruto thought again as he sent another 3 clones to analyze Kakashi. Then he got another memory. His clones were bringing back an annoyed Sasuke, who was covered in dirt. Then he saw Sakura and sent a clone after her to explain about Sasuke. Now that convinced her. When they finally met up, they all started thinking of a plan. Judging from the memories Naruto got and the information Sasuke got, they came up with a good plan. Sasuke, can you substitute other object with other things? Like a book with a kunai? Naruto asked with an evil grin. Sasuke and Sakura caught onto his plan and adopted evil grins themselves. What Sasuke said next shocked both Naruto and Sakura to their very cores. "I'm starting to like you, Naruto," Sasuke said with a grin. After 5 minutes they put their plan into action. Sakura threw smoke bombs which enveloped Kakashi fully, then Naruto came into play. He made a shadow clone and used it to distract Kakashi. Then Sasuke used a kunai Naruto gave him to substitute Kakashi's orange book with the kunai. Now for the final phase. They all walked up to Kakashi and Naruto held up the book. How?" Kakashi asked, scared for his book's safety. "Substitution." Sasuke answered with a smug grin. "It was Naruto's idea," Sakura said with an evil smile. "Now, either you give us the bells, or we burn the book," Naruto said, eyeing Sasuke to prove the point. Sasuke started doing hand signs for a fire jutsu. "No. Here, have the bells," Kakashi said, terrified for his book. Sakura checked the bells to see if they're real, Sasuke ordered. She took them and examined them. "They're real," she said to her teammates. No, her friends. "Good, here's your book, Kakashi-sensei." Naruto threw the book and Kakashi caught it. "I'm proud of you guys. Remember, those who would break the rules are scum, but those who would abandon their friends are worse than scum," Kakashi said proudly. "Congratulations, Team 7 will start their first mission tomorrow." Kakashi finished the Shunshined away, leaving the Genin to celebrate. With Kakashi, okay. It looks like he's out cold. I think it's time to check that seal. I just hope he stays asleep. Kakashi thought as he made his way in Naruto's house through the door, trying to be quiet. He quietly made his way into Naruto's room with his sealing supplies in his hand. He knew that the Hokage used that crystal ball to keep an eye on everyone but only when it was most important. Since he didn't know about this seal, he wouldn't watch Naruto through it. When Kakashi made it to the side of Naruto's bed, he applied chakra to his eyes so he could see better in the dark. When he looked at Naruto, he had to stifle a chuckle. Naruto was in light blue pajamas and had a night stocking on. It was one of the cutest things he had ever seen. "Aw, that's so cute," Kakashi thought as he tried to stifle another chuckle at how Naruto looked when he slept. He sat down his supplies and got to work. He first applied chakra to Naruto's forehead, where he saw the seal and forced the seal to appear. The seal was circular. It was a bunch of circles inside of each other. He recognized it immediately. It was an old seal used to seal away some type of power. What power would Minato-sensei have sealed? It appears he made the seal to deteriorate after some time and activate. Like a bloodline. Kakashi thought as he examined the seal closer. When he tried to tighten the seal, it would loosen again and seep out some more purple chakra into Naruto's eyes. After a little bit of trying to tighten it, he gave up and decided to try to forcefully loosen it just a little bit. When he loosened it just a tiny bit, some more of the purple chakra seeped into Naruto's eyes. This time, when the chakra seeped into Naruto's eyes, he groaned a bit and started to pant heavily. Deciding it was probably going to hurt Naruto more if he loosened it, he retightened it so it was the same as when he first came to inspect it. "I'll really have to keep a close eye on this seal then. But I wonder why Minato-sensei would seal it." Kakashi thought as he watched the seal glow red and disappear again. He grabbed his supplies and left, going home to get some sleep. The next morning. Sorry for the notes, but I am going to edit some things, like boring D ranks, so I'm going to hurry to the Waves arc. Naruto woke up and went through his usual routine. He couldn't wait much longer. Today he was going to get his first mission. He was excited he was going to get a mission, but soon that would go away after he learned the joys of D ranks. 4 hours later, Team 7 already went through 8 D ranks and were getting sick of it, of course. The reason they got through them so fast was because of Naruto's shadow clones. They were just about to finish one more D ranks mission. It was 10 a.m. and they were getting bored of chasing Tora the demon cat. "Sasuke, I'm at point B. Sakura, I'm at point C. Naruto, I'm point A." "You slow, Naruto," Kakashi said, slightly annoyed. "Okay, Team 7. Target had moved. Follow it," Kakashi said. "Over there," Naruto said, pointing to Tora. "Okay, what's your distance from the target?" Kakashi asked. 5 meters, I'm ready. Just give the signal," Naruto said, looking around a tree. "I'm ready too," Sasuke said from behind another tree. So am I, Sakura said in a tree. Okay. Now, Kakashi said, signaling his genin to catch the cat. All three genin jumped from their positions and charged the cat. I got him. I got him. Naruto yelled, trying to keep the cat from clawing his face. Can you confirm his identity? Kakashi asked. Affirmative, we got a positive ID, Sasuke said back. Good. Lost pet Tora captured. Mission complete, Kakashi said with an eye smile. Can't we get a badder mission than this? I hate cats, Naruto yelled into the microphone, making everyone go deaf for a few seconds. In mission room, oh my little Tora, I missed you, said a fat lady, squishing Tora in her arms. Ha 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 ha, that kitty deserves to be squashed, Naruto said, smirking. No wonder he ran away, Sakura said with a sympathetic voice. 5 minutes later, okay. Naruto, how about I give you a C-rank mission? Sarutobi said, making everyone perk up. It will be an escort mission, to the land of waves. Sarutobi finished, signaling for them to send him in. An old man smelling of sake clumsily walked in the door. He had a beard and gray hair. The man eyed the genin in front of him and took another drink. A bunch of snot-nosed kids, the man said before taking another drink. And you, the little one with the idiotic-looking whiskers on your cheeks. You really expect me to believe you're a ninja? The man said, looking at Naruto. Sakura and Sasuke saw the annoyed look come over their new friend's face. Annoyed, they glared daggers back at Tazuna, making him flinch. Kakashi saw this and was shocked. When did they all become close friends? Did I miss something? I'll have to ask Naruto later. Kakashi thought at seeing his students sticking up for each other. At the same time, he was proud. His students settled their differences and were now friends. He couldn't have been happier. If you ever, Sasuke started, seething angrily. Hurt our, Sakura continued, seething angrily just like Sasuke. Little brother, Sasuke continued, shocking Kakashi at the use of little brother. We'll hurt you, Sakura and Sasuke said in unison, in the same threatening tone. I wanted them to have a brotherly, sisterly relationship like Gaara, Temari, and Kankuro after Gaara got turned around, but more like a family. Naruto and Sasuke both need a family. I thought I would give them one, with this. After Sakura and Sasuke said that, almost everyone in the room was shocked. Did Sasuke Uchiha just say little brother? Did Sakura actually defend Naruto? Then, Nato, Sakura, and Sasuke had a flashback to how this happened. Flashback. So, where do you guys want to celebrate? Naruto asked Sakura and Sasuke. Why are you asking us? Sakura asked. Well, we are a team now, and you guys would be my first friends. Ever. Naruto said the last part with a hint of sadness in his voice. Sakura and Sasuke were shocked. They were his first friends, ever. Why did you never have friends? Sasuke asked, genuinely curious. Everyone's parents would tell kids to stay away from the demon brat, Naruto said sadly. Why would they call you a demon? Sakura and Sasuke asked in unison. Okay. Maybe if I tell them it will help to understand, Naruto thought. Do you guys know how sealing works? Naruto asked, just to be safe. Yes. They both answered quickly, wondering where this story was going. Good. Now do you know about the Kyuubi attack 12 years ago? Naruto asked, hoping to explain it before they jumped to conclusions. They both nodded, dumbly looked at Naruto with interest. That example in class with the scroll and the kunai. I would be the scroll and the fox would be the kunai. I am the Kyuubi's Jinchuuriki. Naruto said slowly, analyzing his new friend's reactions. Sasuke had his eyes widened, and Sakura was looking him up and down, wondering if it was a joke. It wasn't. What happened next shocked Naruto to his very core. Both Sakura and Sasuke jumped forward and hugged him. They seemed on the edge of tears and he was too shocked to move. Why, you don't think I'm a demon like everyone else? Naruto asked, trying to be sure he wasn't dreaming. Sakura was the one who answered. No, of course not. A scroll holding a kunai doesn't become the kunai, Sakura said, still hugging him. So, that's why whenever I see you in public, the villagers glare at you. What idiots, they don't understand one thing, do they? Sasuke said, outraged that the villagers treated his new friend like that for something he couldn't control. For the rest of the day, The three talked about their lives and told about themselves, since Naruto shared something that's secretive. Naruto even convinced Sasuke to back out on revenge against his brother, explaining how it lead down a dark path. They got so close that they started to call each other siblings. They definitely felt that way. Sasuke and Naruto even got Sakura to stop being a fangirl. In meeting room. Okay, I'm going to have to explain what happened to Kakashi later, Naruto thought. The old man took a drink of sake, drawing everyone's attention towards him. I am Tazuna, a master bridge builder, and I must return to my country. I'm building a bridge there that will change our world, and I expect you to get me there, even if it means giving up your life. Tazuna finished. Okay, we'll meet at the gate in 1 hour, pack for a months-long trip, Kakashi said. 1 hour later, front gate, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura were waiting at the gate for Kakashi and Tazuna. The three genin were chatting about how to protect the master bridge builder. I can't wait. This is my first time out of the village. Do you guys know what it's like? Naruto asked Sakura and Sasuke. They both shook their heads, saying no. They suddenly heard footsteps approaching from behind. They turned to see their sensei and Tazuna. Yo! Kakashi said as he approached the group. After checking all of their backpacks, they all set off for the land of waves. 1 hour later, up the road, they had been walking for about an hour, and up ahead everyone saw a puddle. A puddle, when it hasn't rained for weeks? Kakashi thought. They walked by and nothing happened until the genin turned and to their terror saw Kakashi wrapped in chains about to be torn to shreds. Huh! Sakura gasped out. What? Naruto yelled out. The two ninja holding Kakashi pulled on the chain, and to the genin's utter terror, Kakashi fell to pieces. One down. One of the ninjas started before jumping behind Naruto. Two down. They finished, but before they could, Sasuke pinned the chain to a tree with a shuriken and kunai. The two struggled to break free and ended up breaking their chain and ran towards Tazuna. Sakura jumped in front of Tazuna to protect him. Then Sasuke jumped in the way of the ninja when they stopped. Kakashi had them by the necks, knocking them out. Kakashi-sensei! Sakura shouted, happy her sensei wasn't dead. Kakashi tied up the ninja and turned to Naruto, who was on the ground holding his head in pain. Ah! The headache is back, Naruto thought, holding his head and squinting. Naruto! Sakura and Sasuke yelled, running to their brother to see if he was okay. Oh! Is his seal doing it again? Kakashi thought, worried the seal was hurting Naruto again. I'm fine. I just have a bad headache, Naruto said through gritted teeth, rubbing his head. Just like I thought, he has no idea, Kakashi thought as he bent down in front of Naruto. He took a look at Naruto, covered his hand after he removed the poison with a kunai, then they started walking again. After a few minutes of walking, Kakashi slightly uncovered his Sharingan so no one saw. He took one look at Naruto and had to stifle a gasp. The seal on Naruto's forehead was nearly invisible. It was close to breaking. A little bit more and it would shatter. If he gets into any more distress, that seal with break and whatever power Minato-sensei's sealed will unlock. Kakashi thought, more worried than ever about Naruto's safety. 2 hours later, up the road, they continued walking up the road, Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi shooting Naruto worried glances when they saw him wince in occasional waves of pain. What's wrong with Naruto? Sasuke and Sakura thought. I have a feeling that seal is going to break any day now. This won't be good, Kakashi thought. They finally reached the sea and got into a boat that took them across to the land of waves. After a few minutes, they finally made it to the shore and everyone got out. This is as far as I go, good luck, the boatman said. Thank you for taking such a risk, Tazuna replied. Just be careful. With that, the boatman took off again. Later, on the way to Tazuna's house, they had been walking for a while up the road, making their way to Tazuna's house when Naruto heard something in the bushes. He jumped forward and threw a kunai where he heard the sound. Naruto turned to Kakashi. I thought I heard someone in the bushes, Naruto said, trying to defend himself. Sasuke and Sakura walked up to the bushes and found a rabbit. Naruto, you nearly killed this rabbit, Sakura said, rushing forward to hug the rabbit. Sorry, I didn't mean to, Naruto said, trying to calm his sister. That's a snow rabbit. They only have white hair in winter. This rabbit was raised indoors, So they're finally here, Kakashi thought. Everybody, look out! Kakashi yelled as a sword went flying overhead. The sword wedged itself into a tree and man with bandages over his mouth, arm warmers, and baggy pants landed on the handle. Zabuza Momochi, rogue ninja from the village hidden in the mist. Kakashi said knowingly. Our rogue ninja. Naruto thought, slightly scared. Everyone stay back, this guy is in a whole other level, Kakashi said. If it's him I'm fighting, I'll need this, Kakashi said as he lifted up his headband to reveal his Sharingan. Kakashi of the Sharingan I guess I get to see it in action, Zabuza said. Sasuke gasped. What? How does he have the Sharingan? I thought my clan could have it. Could he be? Sasuke thought as he looked at Kakashi. Sharingan? How? Naruto, Sakura, and Tazuna thought. Now quick. Manji formation. Protect the bridge builder, and stay out of this fight, Kakashi said in an ordering tone. All the genin gathered in front of Tazuna in a protective formation. So, I'll have to eliminate you first, Kakashi? So be it, Zabuza said as he ripped his sword from the tree and landed on the lake. He's building up a massive amount of chakra, Kakashi thought as he watched water swirl around Zabuza. Hidden mist jutsu, Zabuza yelled as mist filled the area. Kakashi then explained to his genin what Zabuza was capable of. Well, I guess we will just lose our lives, Kakashi said. How can you say that? Sakura asked angrily. Don't worry, I won't allow my comrades to die, Kakashi said in a reassuring tone. After that, the mist got thicker, they couldn't see a thing. 8 points. Now which will I attack? Zabuza said in the mist. Kakashi then made a hand sign and flared his chakra, clearing the mist. Naruto felt tension rising in Sasuke as he raised his kunai to his heart. Sasuke. Calm down. I'll protect you with my life, I promise, Kakashi said. All three genin felt relieved until. I wouldn't be too sure about that, Zabuza said, in between the genin. It's over, Zabuza said, as he was about to swing his sword. Kakashi stabbed him with a kunai and he turned into water. Then Zabuza appeared behind Kakashi. Sensei. Behind you, Naruto yelled. Zabuza swung his sword and it cut Kakashi in half, only for him to turn into water. Zabuza then felt a cold metal kunai against his neck. Behind him stood Kakashi, kunai in hand. Now it's over, Kakashi said. You're finished, Kakashi said before Zabuza dispersed into water, only for another one to appear behind Kakashi. Nice try, Zabuza said behind Kakashi. Zabuza swung his sword, Kakashi ducked, then Zabuza kicked Kakashi into the lake. Zabuza then appeared behind Kakashi who was climbing out of the water. This water is dense. Oh no, Kakashi said before. Water prison jutsu, Zabuza said, trapping Kakashi in a bubble of water. He's even more skilled than I thought, Kakashi thought as another water clone rose from the water to kill Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke. Zabuza made another hand sign, thickening the mist, then kicked Naruto back, causing him to lose his headband. Naruto. Sakura and Sasuke yelled, fearing their brother was hurt. Kakashi started to growl. I can't them getting hurt, Kakashi thought desperately. Listen. Get the bridge builder and run. You can't win this fight. He's using all his power to keep me in this prison so he can only fight you with his water clone. But the clone can't go far from his real body. If you get away from him, he can't follow. Now run. Kakashi pleaded, hoping they would listen. Run away. That's not an option. That became unthinkable the moment you got caught. No matter how far run or how fast we go, he track us and kill us. Our only option is to rescue you, Sasuke thought. We've got to do it. Now, Sasuke said and ran forward, trying to hit Zabuza. Zabuza grabbed Sasuke by the neck and threw him into the ground. He slid a few feet and stopped. Sasuke no. Sakura and Naruto yelled. If I don't get away, he'll annihilate me, Naruto thought. He tried to run but felt a pain in his hand. That's right. My oath to pain. I can't run, not now, Naruto thought. Naruto got up and ran at Zabuza trying to get his headband. Naruto no. Kakashi yelled. Naruto don't do it, Sakura yelled, fearing for her brother's safety. No. Naruto, Sasuke yelled sacred to lose his new brother. Too easy. Zabuza said as he hit Naruto back. When Naruto got up again he put on his headband. Hey, eyebrow-less freak, put this in that stupid book of yours. There are two things you never do around me. You never hurt me, and you never hurt my siblings, Naruto said, saying the last part with clearly suppressed anger. Naruto, Kakashi, Sakura, and Sasuke thought at once. The kids does have some guts after all. I thought he was all talk, Tazuna thought. Hey, Sasuke, can you hear me? Naruto said. Yeah, I hear you. Sasuke answered, wondering what Naruto was thinking. Let's go wild, Naruto said. I told you to run. This was over the moment I got caught. Stay on mission, Kakashi said, trying to convince them. Bridge builder, Naruto said, turning around. This is all my fault, so I guess do what you can and save your sensei, Tazuna said. Zabuza then charged forward and knocked Sasuke back, skidding on the ground. Zabuza then started to step on Sasuke with his feet, causing Sasuke to groan in pain. Sasuke! Naruto and Sakura yelled. Kakashi could only watch as his student was kicked around by the enemy. Stop right there! Naruto yelled. Kage Bunshin no Jutsu, Naruto screamed. Naruto summoned 50 clones, all with kunai in hand. Kakashi's eye widened. How much chakra does he have to summon so many at only age 12? Kakashi thought disbelievingly. The clones shouted, "Here we go," then jumped into the air, falling on Zabuza. When Zabuza threw them away, Naruto transformed into a Fuma Shuriken and was thrown to Sasuke by another clone. Sasuke caught on instantly. He spun around, getting his own Fuma Shuriken, hiding Naruto behind it. So that was your plan. Not bad, Naruto, Sasuke thought. Sasuke unfolded the shuriken and said, Demon Wind Shuriken, Windmill of Shadows. A shuriken? You can't touch me with that, Zabuza said with a smug voice. Sasuke then jumped into the air and threw the shuriken. It flew around the water clone and fly at the real Zabuza. You passed the clone and aimed for my real body. Smart, but not smart enough, Zabuza said the last part as he caught the approaching shuriken. Then another shuriken appeared out of the mist. A second shuriken in the shadow of the first. The Shadow Shuriken Jutsu, Zabuza said as the second one approached him. The second shuriken's on target, and he can't catch this one, Sakura thought. At the last second, Zabuza jumped into the air. The shuriken passed by harmlessly. I told you, a shuriken can't touch me, Zabuza said fiercely. He dodged it, Sakura thought, thinking it was hopeless at this point. Sasuke smirked just as the shuriken passed over the water. It transformed into Naruto, kunai in hand. Everyone except Sasuke were shocked, eyes wide, watching Naruto poof out of the smoke. Eat this! Naruto yelled as he threw the kunai, aiming at Zabuza's face. Zabuza was still shocked, but seeing the kunai brought him back. He let go of the water prison and jumped back. The kunai kept going and hit his water clone, which dissolved into water and fell to the ground. Zabuza turned to Naruto and started spinning the shuriken he caught. He growled at Naruto. I'll destroy you, he yelled, preparing to throw the shuriken. Clank. The shuriken was stopped by a metal plate on Kakashi's gloved hands. He stared into Zabuza's eyes, Sharingan blazing. Oh no was the only thought Zabuza had before he jumped back and started going through hand signs. Kakashi sent chakra to his Sharingan, reading Zabuza's move instantly. The Sharingan. Sasuke thought, watching his sensei follow in sync with Zabuza's hands. Kakashi and Zabuza were doing the same hand signs at the same time, falling into sync with perfect speed. Finally, they finished making hand signs and directed their chakra into the jutsu. Water style. Water Dragon Jutsu, Kakashi and Zabuza yelled at the same time. Two water dragons with yellow eyes rose from the water, swirling around each other as they rose. The dragons started to attack each other, causing large waves of water to crash into everyone. One wave sucked Naruto in and he went under the water. Naruto. Sakura and Sasuke yelled, seeing their surrogate little brother get sucked under. The water dragons then broke apart, turning into water again, water flying everywhere like a rain shower. So many hand signs sand he mirrored them perfectly. Instantly. Sasuke thought, amazed at the display of power shown by the two Junin. Naruto then reappeared on the surface of the water, appearing unharmed, just dazed. Kakashi and Zabuza clashed, kunai against sword, each pushing with brute force, keeping the other at bay. Bother jutsu occurred simultaneously, could he? Zabuza thought, assessing the Junin in front of him. Everyone failed to notice another ninja appear. It was wearing a mask that resembled an Anbu's. Zabuza pushed away from the struggle and started running in circle, then he made the sign for a water clone. Kakashi followed the movements perfectly, moving the same way at the same time. He's not just following, he's moving the same way at the same time, Tazuna said. How's he doing that? Sasuke. Sakura asked Sasuke, who was watching the fight intently. It's his Sharingan, he's seeing Zabuza's moves even before he moves, moving perfectly in sync with him. Sasuke answered knowingly. My movements, it's as if Zabuza started to think when Kakashi interrupted. Knows what I'm going to do next, Kakashi said, scaring Zabuza. What, is he reading my mind too? He looks at me with that eye. Thought Zabuza, starting to get worried. It makes you furious, doesn't it? Kakashi asked, scaring Zabuza even more. Huh? All you're doing is copying me. Like a monkey. Zabuza said, trying to intimidate Kakashi. It didn't work. You can't beat me with cheap tricks. I'll crush you, they both said in unison, making Zabuza all the more furious. Zabuza started to make hand signs, planning to finish off Kakashi, when suddenly he saw himself behind Kakashi. Zabuza thought, then was interrupted by Kakashi. Water style. Giant vortex jutsu, Kakashi said, Sharingan starting to spin rapidly. Zabuza's eyes widened. I was about to make a vortex. Zabuza thought angrily. Zabuza was then sucked into the water vortex, swimming hopelessly under the water. He copies my jutsu before I even do it. I can't keep up. Zabuza thought while being spun in circles by the water surrounding him. The vortex continued on, knocking down anything in its path. Waves of water crashed over the genin. They could only brace themselves and hope to not get picked up. Naruto was washed away, luckily grabbing a stray branch to hold onto. He then made his way back to his team, holding his head. His headache was back. Kakashi threw several kunai at Zabuza, who was now sprawled against a tree. You're finished, Kakashi said, about to make the final blow when two senbon flew out of nowhere, hitting Zabuza on the neck, killing him. The ninja with the mask appeared on a branch. You were right, it was his last battle, the masked ninja said. Kakashi jumped down and felt for Zabuza's pulse. It was gone. Kakashi then looked up at the ninja, who bowed. Judging from your maze, I'd say you're a hunter ninja from the village hidden in the mist, Kakashi said, knowingly. Impressive, you are well informed. Thank you. I have been waiting for this for a long time, the hunter ninja said. Hunter ninja? Naruto said through gritted teeth, eyes narrowed in pain, holding his head. When he was about 10 feet away, he fell to his knees, still holding his head. Naruto, Sasuke said, startled. Naruto, are you okay? Sakura asked, scared. They both rushed up to Naruto and crouched in front of him protectively, just in case anyone tried to hurt him. Kakashi looked startled. Naruto looked in pain, worse than last time. Kakashi looked at where his seal was to find some of it had broken during the fight. The seal would be incredibly weak now. One wrong move and the seal would break off entirely. Oh. The seal is so close to breaking. If someone wasn't careful they could easily break the seal, Kakashi said, thinking he needed to try and tighten it again. Maybe it would work this time? Sorry about not having him unlock it yet. I really want to add some suspense to it. Don't worry though, Naruto will unlock it very soon, and definitely before the Chunin exams. Also, Kakashi won't be passing out at the same time as in canon. He will pass out, just not at the same time. Kakashi turned his attention back to the hunter ninja. He looked much younger than him. Judging by his size and voice, he's probably around Naruto's age, and yet he's an elite assassin. This kid is no ordinary kid, Kakashi concluded, still watching the hunter ninja closely. The hunter ninja then jumped down next to Zabuza's body. Picking his up, he made a hand sign. This body has many secrets. I must dispose of it. Please excuse me. The hunter finished. With that, the ninja disappeared into the wind. Haha. Sorry for causing you all this trouble, Tazuna said, embarrassed. Sasuke and Sakura then turned to Naruto with worried expressions, only to find him passed out on the ground. He had passed out from the pain. Naruto. Sakura and Sasuke gasped. They jumped right to his side, looking at his scared. Well, people can only take so much. I wonder what will happen if the seal breaks off fully. Kakashi thought, running up to Naruto's side. Naruto was laying on his stomach. His breathing looked shallow. That really worried Kakashi. Oh, we have to hurry. Kakashi thought, still looking at Naruto. He then picked up Naruto in his arms bridal style. He turned to his other genin. Let's get a move on, we need to get to Tazuna's house, Kakashi said as he started walking. When they finally arrived in Tazuna's house, Kakashi gave Naruto to Sasuke and Sakura because he was too tired. He then fell on the ground unconscious. The next day, Kakashi and Naruto woke up early the next morning. They were all sitting in Kakashi's room. What do you mean Zabuza is alive? The three genin asked, all in denial. You said his heart stopped, Tazuna said in a disbelieving tone. I did, but that hunter ninja used senbon, which don't kill unless hitting something vital, not in the neck, Kakashi said. He's alive, and I would say we have 1 week to prepare, Kakashi stated in an all-knowing tone. Sensei, you said to prepare, but how can we do that when you can barely move? Sakura asked, confused. I can still train you. Kakashi chuckled out. Hold on, a little last-minute training won't make us strong enough to fight Zabuza. You could barely defeat him even with your Sharingan. We have to be reasonable about this, Sakura protested. Sakura, why was I able to stop Zabuza? Because, you all helped me. You've all grown. Naruto. You've grown the most. Kakashi finished with one of his famous eye smiles. Naruto smiled a foxy grin in response. Sakura looked at him and smiled. He does seem stronger and more confident. He's come a long way, Sakura thought as she watched her surrogate brother. I'm glad you finally noticed Kakashi-sensei. Now things are gonna get better. Believe me, Naruto said happily, making the other two smile. No, I don't believe you, and nothing is going to be good, a voice from behind the genin said. Everyone turned their heads to see a small boy with a fishing cap standing there, looking sternly at Naruto. Who are you? Naruto asked, speaking what was on everyone's mind. Inari. How have you been? Tazuna said, spreading his arms to hug Inari. Welcome back, Grandpa, Inari said, running into Tazuna's arms. Inari. That was very rude. These ninja helped him and brought him here safely. A lady with black hair said in a scolding voice. It's okay. I'm rude to them too, Tazuna said, petting the Inari's head. Inari then turned his black eyes over the three genin, who were looking at him curiously. He turned his head away and towards the black-haired woman. Mom, don't you see? These people are gonna die. Gado's men will come back and get them and wipe them out, Inari said to his mother in a pleading voice. What did you say, brat? Naruto said, shooting to his feet. Listen up, you know what a super ninja is? Well, that's me, only a lot better. I'm going to be Hokage. This Gado, or Blotto, or whatever he's called, is no match for a real hero like me, Naruto said confidently. There's no such thing as a hero, you're just full of stupid ideas, Inari said angrily. What did you say? Naruto said, finally losing his cool and shooting forward, only to be held back by Sakura and Sasuke. Naruto, calm down, they said, trying to calm down their little brother. Inari walked to the door and turned before walking out. If you want to stay alive, you should go back where you came from, Inari said, leaving the room to a deathly silence. Inari. Where are you going? Tazuna asked in a worried tone. To look out at the ocean. I want to be alone, Inari said, continuing out the door. Sakura and Sasuke were still holding Naruto, attempting to calm him down. They mostly did, aside from Naruto's angry growls. Sorry about that, Tazuna said, turning to the genin. Okay, we'll start our training tomorrow, Kakashi said, easing the mood. 5 minutes later, with Naruto was walking up to Inari's room, hoping to give him a piece of his mind, until he heard crying. Daddy. Inari cried, holding a picture of a man Naruto assumed was his father. Okay. Maybe I should come back later, Naruto thought, leaving Inari to himself, as he adopted a sad face. The next day, Naruto was woken up the next morning to someone calling his name. Naruto. 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 Get up. Then Naruto was splashed with ice-cold water. He shot straight up in bed and looked to see who had splashed him. He then looked over at the doorway to find Sakura and Sasuke with a glass of ice-cold water. What the hell? Naruto yelled at his siblings, anger clear in his voice. Haha. You definitely deserved that, Naruto heard inside his head. He then tried to ignore the snickering he heard. Kakashi-sensei told us to wake you up, sleepyhead, Sakura said with an amused smirk. Naruto yawned and got up. Fine, I'm up. I'll be down in a minute. Naruto groaned as he got ready to start his day. 5 minutes later, dining room. Hey guys, Naruto called as he came down the stairs. All of them ate their breakfast in silence until. After breakfast we're going to go into the woods and train, you'll see why, Kakashi said to his genin. Okay. All of them said, happy to get stronger. 20 minutes later, path into the forest. Team 7 was walking into the forest to do some training. Kakashi didn't tell them what they were going to learn. He wanted to see their reactions when he nonchalantly walked up a tree and told them. They continued walking, but failed to notice Kakashi keeping a close eye on Naruto. Kakashi wanted to make sure that Naruto's seal wasn't causing him any more pain. As Kakashi was walking behind his genin, he couldn't help think about what his sensei thought would have to be sealed. The seal had purple chakra and it seeps out when he is distressed. Was sensei trying to make it so the seal would eventually break and Naruto get the power sensei sealed? If Minato sensei sealed that power, it must have too powerful and possibly harmful for Naruto when he was little. I wonder what his power is. It appeared to be a Doujutsu. The chakra did go to his eyes. Kakashi was brought out of his thoughts when they all saw the training area up ahead. It was a very small clearing in the middle of the forest, secluded a long way from the town. Okay guys, we're going to stop here, Kakashi said. His genin stopped and turned to him. Okay. Do you all know the basics of chakra? Kakashi asked to see a nod from Sakura and Sasuke. He then looked at Naruto who was a no duh look on his face. Of course we do. In the academy we learned a little about Katra, Naruto said excitedly. Chakra. Kakashi said in a correcting tone. No, I'm pretty sure it's Katra, Naruto said back. No, it's chakra. Kakashi corrected again. Okay. Naruto said, annoyed at being corrected. Kakashi sighed. This was going to be a long day. He could feel it in his gut. Sakura, will you do the honors? Kakashi said and gestured toward Sakura. Okay, sensei, she said and started explaining the concepts of chakra. 10 minutes later, okay, now that Naruto understands chakra, we'll get onto the lesson. Tree walking. Kakashi finished, suppressing a laugh at the deadpan expressions on his genin's faces. Tree walking. The genin yelled, thinking their sensei was pulling their leg. Yes, tree walking, you are going to walk up the tree without using your hands, Kakashi said, still suppressing the urge to laugh. How do we do that, Kakashi-sensei? Naruto asked. Chakra, of course. Push a steady flow of chakra into your feet and walk up the trunk. Oh, and mark your progress with these kunai, Kakashi said as he threw his genin their kunai. Ready. Go, Kakashi said, signaling his genin to try and climb the trees. Naruto made it 2 steps before he fell. Sasuke made it 10 then got thrown off, and Sakura made it to the top. Kakashi saw how Naruto and Sasuke did and knew why they didn't get too far. Those two have more chakra than Sakura. I wonder how much more. Kakashi thought before jumping down to where the 3 genin were. Sakura had come down from the tray to give them help. Naruto, Sasuke, I want you to flare all of your chakra so I can estimate how much chakra you have, Kakashi said, expecting Junin level chakra from Naruto and high genin level from Sasuke. You first, Sasuke, Kakashi said, watching as Sasuke flared his chakra. His estimations were right. Sasuke had high genin level chakra. You're up, Naruto, Kakashi said, not expecting what came next. Naruto flared his chakra. Thump. 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 Naruto opened his eyes and looked around. At his feet, Kakashi, Sasuke, and Sakura passed out on the ground. A few seconds passed for Naruto to register what happened. Guys? Naruto asked, poking them on the back with a stick. Suddenly Naruto felt exhausted, and passed out 5 feet from his team. Thump. 5 minutes later, what happened? Kakashi, Sasuke, and Sakura asked as they opened their eyes to find themselves in a heap on the ground. They got up and looked at each other, then to Naruto, who was still passed out of the ground. Naruto. They all said and ran to his side, checking if he was okay. Kakashi then looked around the area. He then saw that several trees weren't even there anymore. Kakashi's eyes widened. How could Naruto's chakra do this? Then his mind went straight to the Kyuubi. Did Naruto channel Kyuubi's chakra on accident? Kakashi quickly lifted his headband, uncovering his Sharingan. He looked at Naruto and saw that the purple chakra was swirling in its seal. Kakashi didn't know what to think of it. Maybe I need to check his seal again. This just doesn't add up, Kakashi thought as he stared at Naruto's limp body. He covered his Sharingan and made his way to the genin, who were trying to lift Naruto up. Sakura looked on the edge of tears and Sasuke just looked at Naruto with sad eyes. This was the Kyuubi's doing, wasn't it? They asked Kakashi at the same time. Kakashi was more than shocked. How did they know about the Kyuubi? Did Naruto tell them? How do you know about that? Kakashi asked, shocked beyond belief. Why do you think we bonded so fast? Enough to call each other siblings. He told us everything. We all told each other everything. How could we not know? And if you accuse him of being a demon like all the other villagers do? Sasuke said sadly. We'll hurt you. Sasuke and Sakura said together angrily. With the look in their eyes, Kakashi knew even a Kage wouldn't try to call Naruto a demon. Don't worry, I feel the same way you do. I hate all the people who call him that. Kakashi said reassuringly, making the tension in the air go away. Now, I think that's enough training today. Let's go back to the house, Kakashi said, as he started to walk away. At Tezuna's house, Kakashi had just laid Naruto down in Tezuna's living room and were sitting in some of the chairs, waiting for him to wake up. Kakashi and the rest of Team 7 were worried about Naruto, who was still out cold on the couch. Kakashi-sensei, is Naruto going to be okay? Sakura asked, worried for her little brother. Yes, I think he is. He probably just needs rest, Kakashi said, unsure about it himself. Luckily the genin didn't catch it. 1 hour later, Naruto woke up a little while ago and Kakashi explained everything. Now they were eating dinner and Sakura noticed Inari kept eyeing a photo on the wall. What's this? Inari, you kept eyeing this picture all through dinner, and it has a rip in it. Was someone else in this photo? Sakura asked, staring at a photo on the wall. They called him a hero. Tezuna started only to have Inari run out of the room. Inari, wait. Father, you know you can't talk about him like that in front of Inari, Tezuna's daughter, Tsunami said. Tezuna then told Team 7 the story of Kaiza, who was a hero in their land. Naruto then got up from the table, but tripped on his own foot. Naruto? Where are you going? Sakura asked, unsure what to do about the situation. I'm going to prove there are heroes in this world, Naruto said as he walked out of the house. The next morning, a person was in the forest picking herbs until she saw a boy with blonde hair and whisker marks. The person walked up to find Naruto sleeping on the ground with a kunai in his hand. Reaching down, the person shook Naruto's shoulder. Hey, wake up, you'll catch cold if you sleep out here, the person said with a feminine voice. Huh? Naruto opened his eyes to see a girl with black hair and brown eyes. Who are you? What are you doing out here? He said, sitting up and blushing. I'm gathering herbs, they cure injury and illness, she said. I have a bad feeling about this person, Kyuubi thought. You sure are early out here, miss, Naruto said. Yes, I like it early, but I wasn't expecting anyone to be sleeping out here in the woods, the girl said. Hee, I'm training, Naruto said in an excited voice. So are you a ninja? I noticed that headband you're wearing, or are you just making a fashion statement? The girl replied. You noticed that? Alright, only super cool ninja can wear these, Naruto said happily. Oh really? I see, that's very impressive, but does that mean you're training for something dangerous? The girl asked. I'm just developing my skills so I can get stronger, Naruto said, smiling. You strong now, isn't that enough? The girl asked. No, I have to get stronger and keep practicing, Naruto said. How so? Why is it so important? The girl asked. So I can become the strongest ninja in my village. Then everyone will know who I am and they'll respect me. Plus I have some people I want to prove myself to, Naruto said proudly. Are you trying to prove yourself to these people, or are you training for yourself? The girl asked. Huh? Naruto said, confused. The girl laughed and Naruto got annoyed. Hey, what's so funny? Naruto asked. Is there someone who's precious to you? The girl asked. Someone who, huh? What are you saying, sis? What do you mean by precious? Naruto asked. What's she thinking? Naruto thought as he watched the girl gain a faraway look. You see, when a person has something they want to protect, they become genuinely strong, the girl said. Yeah, I hear ya. I know exactly what you're saying, Naruto said happily. The picked up her basket of herbs and turned from Naruto. You will get strong, very strong. Goodbye, we'll meet again sometime, she said. Oh, and by the way, my name is Haku and I'm a boy, Haku said. What? He's the prettiest guy I've ever seen, Naruto thought with a shocked face. Sasuke came walking up to Naruto. Naruto, did you forget about breakfast? Sasuke asked. Oh right. Hee, Naruto said, rubbing his head sheepishly. Oh, I have to show you something, come on, Naruto said as he pulled Sasuke away. 10 minutes later, Naruto? Sasuke? Sakura called out looking for her brother figures. Swish. Suddenly a kunai landed at Sakura and Kakashi's feet. They looked up to see Naruto and Sasuke made it to the top of the tree. We made it to the first branch, Naruto yelled, while him and Sasuke jumped down and landed in front of Kakashi. Later that night, let's go back, Sasuke yelled to Naruto. They were both at the top of some trees. All right, Naruto yelled back, at Tazuna's house. They're both late. Where are they? Sakura asked, worried. Then the door opened, everyone turned to a limping Sasuke and Naruto. What have you been up to? You look like something the cat dragged in, Tazuna commented. We both made it, we climbed all the way to the top, Naruto said. Good, tomorrow you will both guard Tazuna. Alright, whoa, Naruto said, knocking both him and Sasuke onto the floor. Everyone laughed and started eating dinner. After dinner, but why? Inari said. What did you say, kid? Naruto asked. Inari slammed his hands on the table and stood up, anger evident in his eyes. All this stupid training is just a waste of time. Gado's got a whole army. They'll beat you down and they'll destroy you. These cool things you say, they don't mean anything. No matter what you say, the strong always win and the weak always lose, Inari said. Everyone was silent. Just speak for yourself. That won't happen to me, you got that, Naruto said. Why don't you be quiet? Just looking at you makes me sick. Look at you, always, laughing and playing around like it's some joke. You don't know what it's like to suffer and be treated like dirt. You probably live a pampered life, with your whole family, and friends, and money, Inari said. At the last part Kakashi, Sasuke, and Sakura fell lynched when they saw Naruto's eyes darken. Oh no, he shouldn't have said that. Kakashi, Sasuke, and Sakura thought. Naruto rose to his feet, clearly holding back anger as he walked towards his room. See, you don't know what a hard life is. We can't just run away like you can. We have to put up with it. You've probably never even had someone close to you die. At this, Naruto turned around and looked into Inari's eyes with his cold, blue eyes. No, you don't know what it's like. You don't know what it's like to be treated like a demon every day by your own village, to grow up without a family, to grow up without friends, to be kicked out of stores when you just walk into them, to be kicked out of your own orphanage and left to live on the streets. Have you ever had to eat out of people's trash, and get chased away like an animal if they catch you because trash is too good for a demon? My parents both died when I was born. I lived in an orphanage for a few years. They isolated me from the other children, then kicked me out when I was 7. I started living alone in an apartment with a low monthly allowance to get by with every month. Now tell me, do you really have that hard of a life? With that said, Naruto walked upstairs and went to his room to sleep and left the other to their thoughts. On the bridge with Naruto and Sasuke. A.N. Everything pretty much went the same it did in canon, so I'm going to skip to when Sasuke saved Naruto and passed out. Sasuke. Why did you save me? Naruto said, looking at Sasuke who had senbon sticking out of his body. You still need to become Hokage and I couldn't let you die, you're my brother, Sasuke said. Then Sasuke fell to the ground, motionless. Naruto quickly rushed to his side and hugged him. I promise, Sasuke. Naruto thought, looking at Sasuke. It was a death worthy of a shinobi, don't you think? Haku said. You will pay for this. Naruto said angrily. Something in Naruto snapped and everything went black. Red chakra seeped out of Naruto's body and circled him. Haku saw this and gasped, what was this boy? No, it can't be. The Kyuubi's seal has broken. Wait. No, I can still sense Naruto. The seal just let out some of the Kyuubi's chakra. Kakashi thought, relieved that the seal didn't break. What is this chakra? It's so evil. Zabuza thought as he felt the intense chakra wash over him. In Naruto's mindscape, Kyuubi was seeping his chakra through the seal and into Naruto when suddenly a purple chakra washed over his own chakra, suppressing his own. What is this? It feels like, Kyuubi said to himself. Flashback, remember, even when you are separated, you will always be together. A man with a monk staff and spiky hair said. Shukaku, Matabi, Isobu, Son Goku, Kakuo, Seiken, Chomei, Gyuki, Kurama. I hope the day will come when you will all be together again and led down the right path. My time is ending. Remember, I love you all. Goodbye. The man said, before falling to the ground dead. Flashback end. Yes, this feels just like the chakra. Could it really be? Old man Six Paths. Kit, you. Kyuubi said, shocked. He let the purple chakra suppress his own. This might actually end well. Outside Naruto's mindscape, even more powerful purple chakra seeped into the Kyuubi's chakra, causing it all to turn purple. Naruto's blue eyes were slowly changing from blue to dark purple. The pupil spread out into 4 black rings resembling a ripple pattern. Naruto still held his head down, everything still blacked out. He started to whisper something. Shinra Tensei, Naruto said. Suddenly, a gravity wall pushed right through Haku's ice mirrors, throwing Haku back. Haku crashed into Zabuza and they both fell back. Kakashi then charged his Chidori and ran at Zabuza. Haku jumped in the way, getting the attack right through his chest, saving Zabuza. They suddenly heard clapping coming from the end of the bridge. They turned to see Gato approaching Haku's body. Worthless. I shouldn't have wasted my time with you. Get them! Gato yelled, signaling for his army to kill everyone on the bridge. Zabuza rushed forward, a kunai in his mouth from Kakashi, killing all the bandits on the bridge. During this massacre, Zabuza got multiple weapons stabbed into his body. With his final breath, he jumped at Gato, slicing his throat. After killing Gato, Kakashi carried Zabuza's body back to Haku, laying him down with Haku. They had a moment of silence for the two before they heard a blood-curdling scream. Naruto, who had just woken up from being overtaken by the purple chakra, was finally feeling the pain in his eyes at full blast. When Kakashi turned around, his Sharingan could make out the form of Naruto on his knees, clutching his head and eyes in pain. Kakashi quickly shunshined to Naruto's side, trying to calm his screaming down. Naruto. Naruto? Kakashi said as he crouched down in front of Naruto. Grabbing Naruto's shoulders, he tried to calm him down again. After a few minutes, Naruto's screaming died down. Kakashi sighed in relief that the boy had stopped screaming. Naruto, on his hands and knees, was panting heavily. He didn't seem to notice Kakashi was even there. When Kakashi noticed Naruto had never heard him, he spoke softly in a calming tone. Naruto? Are you okay? Can you look up at me? Kakashi said, trying to see what had happened to Naruto. Kakashi quickly applied chakra to his Sharingan and gasped. Naruto's chakra was turning purple. He looked at Naruto's head closely and found he couldn't see the seal anymore. It had broken. Naruto, could you please look up at me? Kakashi slowly asked Naruto in a more worried tone, who was still panting. Naruto slowly raised his head and looked at Kakashi. He quickly jumped back a foot. He could see blue lines inside Kakashi. Kakashi was startled by Naruto's sudden movement. He looked at Naruto's face and saw his eyes. Naruto's eyes were no longer blue. They were dark purple with a dot-like pupil and 4 black lines, making it look like a ripple pattern. The Rinnegan. Then Kakashi noticed that Naruto's eyes were widened, staring straight at him like he had grown 2 heads. Naruto, could you tell me what you're seeing right now? Kakashi asked, wondering why Naruto was staring at him like that. You're full of blue lines, Naruto nearly screamed. Just as I thought. Kakashi thought. Naruto, stop applying chakra to your eyes, Kakashi said, hoping Naruto could. Naruto nodded and stopped channeling chakra to his eyes. His eyes didn't change back to blue, but the lines inside of Kakashi disappeared. Kakashi watched as Naruto stopped channeling chakra to his eyes. They didn't change back though. Okay. What do you see now? Kakashi asked. Naruto just looked at him in a questioning fashion and answered. Everything looks normal now, but everything is more clear. What's going on, Kakashi-sensei? Naruto asked. Kakashi looked around. He saw Sakura just coming out of the fog, running to them. At that moment, Naruto got really tired, then everything went black. Thump. In Naruto's mindscape, Naruto was in a sewer, pipes were dripping water. Naruto started to walk around, trying to find his way out when he felt a powerful chakra. He followed it to a big room with a cage. Holding the doors shut was a slip of paper with the word seal on it. Naruto started to walk into the room slowly. He suddenly heard a splashing behind him. He turned around and saw Kakashi. Shocked, Naruto pointed towards the cage. What are you doing here, Kakashi-sensei? And also, what is this cage? Naruto said, then cut off. It's for the Kyuubi, isn't it? Naruto asked Kakashi with a deadpan expression. Kakashi only nodded in response. I'm here because of my Sharingan. With my Sharingan, I can come in here and check to make sure the seal is still tight. When you passed out, I thought I should come in here and check on it, Kakashi said, amused with his student's impression of a fish. Then where are we? Naruto asked. This time, it wasn't Kakashi who answered. We're all in your mind, Kit, said a deep voice from behind Naruto. Naruto jumped at the sound and ran behind Kakashi. Don't worry, Naruto, he can't hurt you, he's behind that cage, Kakashi said. Naruto stepped back out and walked up to the cage. Suddenly 2 red slit eyes appeared, then the rest of the fox, 9 tails swishing behind it in a menacing fashion. The fox stared down into Naruto's eyes and they stayed like that for a whole minute. I hate to break up this staring contest, but we have business to cover, Kakashi said, drawing the attention of the 2. First, Kyuubi, did you see Naruto's eyes? Kakashi asked the fox. Kyuubi nodded, before looking down at Naruto again. Yes, I did, they're what we think they are, the Rinnegan, Kyuubi said, shocking Kakashi and confusing Naruto. What's the Rinnegan? Naruto asked, making both Kyuubi and Kakashi turn to him. When we get out of your mind, I'll get you a mirror, Kakashi said. Do Sasuke and Sakura know about it? Naruto asked. Kakashi shook his head. No, they don't, it's going to take a while to explain it to them. What a drag, Kakashi said. Somewhere in Konoha, the Nara family sneezed. I have an idea that might just work. Are you all in the same room? Kyuubi asked. Yes, at least for now, it's nighttime. Naruto has been out for a while now, Kakashi said. Okay, good, I'll focus on drawing them into Naruto's mindscape, Kyuubi said, focusing on the chakra of Sakura and Sasuke. Suddenly, there were 2 splashes behind Naruto. Kakashi and Naruto turned to see Sakura and Sasuke looking around, confused. What the hell? Where am I? I was having a good dream about tomatoes, Sasuke said, then noticed everyone, including Kyuubi, just staring at him for a long minute. Okay. Anyway, where are we? Sakura asked, changing the subject. It appears it worked, Kyuubi, that's amazing, Kakashi said, gaining everyone's attention. Both Sakura and Sasuke then noticed the giant fox with 9 tails, sitting in a cage with Naruto in front of it. Seeing Sakura and Sasuke's attention somewhere else, Kakashi followed their eyes. Naruto was staring into Kyuubi's red eyes with his Rinnegan, engaging in a staring contest. Sakura, Sasuke, and Kakashi's sweat dropped at the sight of it. Naruto finally had enough of the evasiveness and shouted out, the sewers echoing. Will someone please explain to me what the hell is going on before I go insane? Naruto yelled, causing Sakura and Sasuke to nod. Okay kid, this may take a while to explain, so pull up a seat and listen. No interrupting, got it? Kyuubi said. Naruto looked around. What seat? There's nothing in here, Naruto said to the fox. It's your mind. Just imagine there being a seat, Kyuubi said, causing Naruto to nod. Naruto focused on there being a four-person couch right in front of the cage. There was a shimmer and one appeared. Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi looked at Naruto with widened eyes. All of them then went up to the couch and sat down waiting for the fox to start explaining. Okay. Good, now for explaining. First, we're in your mind why it looks like a sewer. I have no fucking idea. Everyone looked at Naruto, who looked up at Kyuubi curiously. I have a question. Do you have soft fur, Kyuubi? Naruto asked, making everyone sweat drop. Naruto, curious, walked through the bars of the cage and started petting Kyuubi's paw. Everyone's eyes bugged out of their heads when Naruto fearlessly walked up to the fiercest demon in history, and was actually petting it like a dog. Naruto then walked back to his seat, everyone's eyes on him. His fur was soft. Now, get on with the story, Naruto yelled, causing everyone to turn their attention back to the cage. Oh. Right. Well then, Naruto has unlocked the Rinnegan. It was the ultimate Doujutsu, wielded by the Sage of the Six Paths, the creator of ninjutsu as we know it. At this, Sakura and Sasuke's eyes flew towards Naruto, who seemed to be listening intently. He used the Rinnegan to defeat the Jubi, or the Ten Tails. It was said to have made mountains and oceans. Sealing the Jubi into himself, he became the first Jinchuuriki in history, while sealing the Jubi's body into what is now the moon. At this, even Kakashi's eyes widened and turned to Naruto, who looked like he was thinking about the information. After he became the Jubi's Jinchuuriki, he brought peace to the world, living a happy life. Then when he felt his time coming to an end, extracted the Jubi from himself, splitting it into 9 parts. These 9 parts would later be known as the tailed beasts. As you can see, I am the Kyuubi, or 9 tails, the strongest of all the Biju. The Rinnegan has the powers of the Byakugan and the Sharingan. You will probably unlock them later. After this, Kakashi cut in. Actually, Naruto can already see chakra. Earlier when Naruto first unlocked his eyes, he said he could see my chakra. Kakashi said. Kyuubi nodded at that. Yes, I know, I saw that memory. At this point, Naruto jumped from his seat and ran closer to the cage, pointing at the fox. You mean you can see everything I see? Can't you turn it off, you stupid fox? Naruto yelled at the fox. Everyone else was shocked. Naruto just yelled at the Kyuubi. The fox just laughed, causing the water on the floor to make a small wave all the way to the back of the room. You sure do have some guts, kid. I'm impressed. Most people would wet their pants and run away, yet you run up and yell at me, the fox said. Kakashi started to chuckle. Still calling Naruto kid Kyuubi? Kakashi said, laughing. Kid. Wait a minute. Kid is a how dare you, I am not your baby, Naruto screamed at the fox, caused everyone in Naruto's mind to break into laughter. You know, I think I'm starting to really see a resemblance between you two, Sasuke said, making a picture frame sign with his hands. Everyone broke into even more laughter. After a minute, Naruto sat back down and motioned for Kyuubi to continue. Now, you might be wondering how Naruto has the Rinnegan. Well, it's simple really. One day I was reading through his DNA codex. Everyone on the couch then looked at Naruto, who had a horrified look on his face. And I found out his heritage had a lot to do with it. For you to understand, I'll tell you a backstory. When the Sage of Six Paths was living, he had 2 sons. One would later become the Uchiha. Everyone looked at Sasuke, who was suddenly looking at Kyuubi with widened eyes. And the other the Senju. He gave the Uchiha brother his eyes, and the Senju brother his life force and chakra. Now, do you know the first Hokage's last name? It was Senju, Hashirama Senju. His wife was Mito Uzumaki. Sound familiar to you? Everyone looked at Naruto with widened eyes, before turning back to the Kyuubi. When they married, they had a daughter, Kushina Uzumaki, Naruto's mother. Now, onto his father. No one ever confirmed who his parents were, but going through his DNA I found he had some Uchiha blood. He may not have awakened the Sharingan, but he still had Uchiha blood. His name was Minato Namikaze, the fourth Hokage. Sasuke and Sakura's eyes widened and they turned to Naruto, who was staring at the Kyuubi with wide eyes. I also believe that he was your sensei's sensei. Everyone turned to Kakashi, who nodded, just as I thought. So, because the kid's mother had Senju blood and his father had Uchiha blood, at birth he had the Rinnegan. Minato saw the kid had the Rinnegan, and he sealed it. Apparently, the seal broke today and that is why the kid has the Rinnegan now. Again, everyone turned to Naruto, who looked like he was about to pass out from information overload. They then, all looked back at the Kyuubi. Okay, now onto the Rinnegan's abilities. Kyuubi started before being cut off. How much time has passed outside of Naruto's mind? Kakashi asked, worried about how long they had been gone. Only 5 seconds, time works differently in here. A day in here could be an hour in the real world, it can be useful sometimes. Kyuubi said, causing everyone's jaws to drop. Now, back to what I was saying. The Rinnegan has many abilities, from gravity techniques to mind reading. Everyone then turned to Naruto, who had stars in his eyes. They all sweat dropped and turned back to the fox. The Rinnegan has 2 main gravitational abilities. They can push a target away or pull it toward them. That's how the kid broke that Haku's ice jutsu. What? I thought I passed out, it felt like a dream, Naruto called out, making everyone look at him in curiosity. Kyuubi just chuckled, drawing attention back to him. Yes, that's what happens when you first unlock the Rinnegan, or re-unlock it, that is. It is a security measure to save the user, much like the Sharingan unlocks under great stress. Kyuubi said, shocking everyone. The Rinnegan also allows the user to wield powerful chakra, that's why Naruto's chakra is now purple. Purple is the Rinnegan's color, and so is its special chakra. Everyone then looked at Naruto's eyes. The dark purple ripples were hypnotizing, pulling them in. They were definitely going to have to get used to that. His eyes also give him perfect control over all the elements and their affinities. Why don't you try to make the water on the ground do something? Naruto nodded and walked a few feet from the couch. Everyone watched closely as he concentrated on the water. Suddenly, the water lifted from the ground and flowed wherever Naruto shifted his hand. Naruto then focused on a training post appearing off to the side, to everyone's astonishment. He shifted his hands toward the target and the water flew straight at the post. By the end of the flood, the post looked like soggy cardboard. Naruto ran back to his seat, sat down and looked at the fox again. How did you? Kyuubi asked. Everyone was shocked when they heard the stuttering in his tone. I just thought about the water hitting the post and it did it, Naruto said proudly. Kyuubi was shocked. This kid possibly had more potential than the sage himself. Well. Okay. Anyway, you get the point. The Rinnegan user can also summon any animal they want, and command the summon by thinking a command. Why don't you give it a try? Again, Naruto walked a little ways from the couch, then looked at Kyuubi. How do I summon something? Naruto asked, confused. This time it was Kakashi who answered. Here are the signs to summon a summoning animal. Kakashi said, showing Naruto the hand signs to do. Okay. I'm going to get this on the first try, Naruto yelled, starting the hand signs. Summoning jutsu, Naruto yelled, pushing his hand to the ground. A puff of smoke appeared and to everyone else's shock, a small puppy appeared, causing everyone to facepalm. Really kid, you can summon anything you want, and you summon an ankle-high puppy? Kyuubi asked disbelievingly. Hey, why does it have the Rinnegan? Naruto asked looking at the puppy's eyes. It has the Rinnegan because you summoned it, pretty cool huh? Why don't you think of a command for it to do? Naruto then thought of a command. Go lick Sakura and Sasuke on the face. Naruto thought. The puppy then turned and ran at Sakura and Sasuke, jumped on the couch and licked them on the face. Naruto. Call off the dog. Sasuke yelled, getting a big lick in the face. No, don't. He's adorable, Sakura said with hearts in her eyes. Sit on Sakura's lap and let her hold you. Naruto thought and the small dog obeyed. It then jumped into Sakura's lap and she started petting it. Damn, the kid might even surpass the sage, even he took a few tries for the summons to listen to him. Kyuubi thought in astonishment. Kakashi could only watch in shock as Naruto and Sakura laughed at the puppy in her arms. He didn't even have to draw blood, he concluded it was because of the Rinnegan. Okay. Moving on, the Rinnegan also allows the user to levitate any object. For example, you can focus on an object and make it move anywhere you want. That might need practice outside of your mind. Practice doing it later, just imagine the said object moving. It will get easier and require less focus the more you do it, so don't worry. I would also suggest you practice the 2 gravitational techniques I said earlier. They will come in handy, and also, practice on a boulder or something, not a person. Naruto just nodded. He would practice levitation on a pebble later. Now, onto the mind reading I mentioned earlier. It will get easier the more you do it, like the levitation. You just have to focus on the target's chakra. Focus your mind on the chakra in their head and you can hear their thoughts through their chakra. With this, you can also tell if someone is lying to you or set up mental links with others. Now that could come in handy for teamwork. Naruto just nodded, soaking up all the information Kyuubi was telling him. So were the other 3 in his mind. Naruto then had an idea. He closed his eyes and focused on Kakashi, Sasuke, and Sakura's chakra signatures and focused on talking to them. Suddenly he felt all their minds linked together and smiled. Hey, can you guys hear me? Please tell me this worked and I'm not just talking to myself. Naruto thought into the link, making all 3 jump out of their seats in surprise, drawing Kyuubi's attention. What the hell? All 3 yelled, looking straight at Naruto, who was grinning psychotically, obviously holding in laughter. Sorry, maybe I should have warned you. Did you feel anything to signal I set up the link? Naruto said, his grin turning maniacal. All 3 of them looked at each other, then back at Naruto, whose grin was threatening to break his face in 2. Yeah, I felt like I had 2 minds in one, if that makes any sense, Kakashi said, causing Sasuke and Sakura to nod. It worked, Naruto yelled, finally breaking out into laughter, causing everyone to sweat drop. Impressive, he can already set up a mental link. I wouldn't be surprised if he mastered all his abilities by the time we get back to Konoha. Kyuubi thought, amazed. This kid was going to go far. Well then, another ability you now have is to make tools and armor out of chakra. It's powerful, so you can easily make hard weapons, such as a kunai or shuriken. It can also come in handy if you run out in the middle of battle. Kyuubi said. Everyone had a look of shock on their faces when all of a sudden Naruto summoned a purple kunai out of thin air. A kunai made of chakra. Okay. This is becoming unreal. He's already mastered all of these skills. How? Maybe I shouldn't tell him about bringing people back to life. He might use it and nearly kill himself. Kyuubi thought as he watched Naruto mastering every ability he mentioned. The final few main abilities you now possess is to absorb any chakra-based ninjutsu. If someone were to transform, for example, you could absorb it and take the transformation off them. This ability works by absorbing the chakra in a technique, making it useless. You could also probably absorb someone else's chakra as well. Now, some of the other sideline abilities I didn't mention would be to suppress, control Biju. An example would be, if another Jinchuuriki let loose their Biju or lose control, you could stare them in the eyes and suppress them back into their host's mind. Or go into their mind to talk with their Biju, if you wanted to. Everyone on the couch then had the same thought. That could be useful. All of Team 7 thought at the same time. Now Kit, I have something to show you. When you were unlocking your Rinnegan, something happened in here. Everyone was shocked when suddenly they were bombarded with the memory of what happened in the seal during the fight. Flashback. The purple chakra was seeping into Kyuubi's seal, suppressing his own chakra. Suddenly, the silhouette of 2 men appeared. One looked like an older Naruto, the 4th Hokage. The second Kyuubi recognized instantly and remembered. The Sage of the 6 Paths. Naruto's father looked around confused, then it hit him. Naruto must have unlocked his Rinnegan again. The sage looked around, then caught the sight of Kyuubi. He walked up to the cage calmly. Hello Kurama, would you mind telling me what's going on? The sage said calmly. It was Minato who answered. When my son was born he had the Rinnegan. I sealed it away, and the fact that I'm here now means the seal has broken. He now possesses the Rinnegan. The sage then smiled knowingly, understanding exactly what was going on. I see. Kurama, do you remember what I told you before I died? The sage asked Kyuubi. Flashback in a flashback. Remember, even when you are separated, you will always be together, the sage said. Shukaku, Matabi, Isobu, Son Goku, Kakuo, Seiken, Chomei, Gyuki, Kurama. I hope the day will come when you will all be together again and led down the right path. My time is ending. Remember, I love you all. Goodbye. The man said, before falling to the ground dead. Flashback in a flashback end. Yes, but how are you here? Kyuubi asked confused. When I sent you all away, I sealed some of my chakra into all of you. If you ever came in contact with that chakra again, I would be summoned to explain some things to you. The sage said calmly. Now, would you do me a favor? The sage asked, already knowing the answer. Yes, anything Gigi, Kyuubi said, willing to do anything for his father figure. Please give this young man your chakra and guide him down the right path. Explain to him his new abilities, the sage said smiling. Okay, I promise, Kyuubi said, determined to do as his father asked. Okay, it seems as our chakra is fading now. Goodbye Kurama, and remember what I said, the sage said before he faded away. Kurama, please tell Naruto I love him, Minato said as he faded away. Okay, I promise, now to call the kid in, Kyuubi said before pulling Naruto into his mind. Flashback end. And that's what happened, Kurama said, knowing they were through the memories. Everyone was shocked, and then it was Kyuubi, or Kurama, who broke the silence. So that's why I'm going to allow you to pull my chakra away from me. Just open the cage and pull my chakra away with your chakra. Oh, and don't let go of it. If you do, it could pull out all of your chakra. I don't have to explain what will happen if that happens, right? Also, call me Kurama from now on, okay? Kurama said, and everyone nodded. The couch, post, and dog Naruto summoned suddenly disappeared. Naruto was going to need room to pull out the chakra. Kakashi, Sakura, and Sasuke walked a little ways away and leaned against the wall, ready to watch as he pulled out the chakra. Naruto then walked up to the cage, flew to the paper and ripped it off. He undid the seal with his seal on his stomach and the cage opened. Kurama stepped out and Naruto started to pull on the chakra. Kakashi, Sakura, and Sasuke watched with amused expressions as Naruto quickly started to run away from Kurama with the chakra in hand. Finally, after a few minutes of pulling, Kurama's chakra snapped away from him and formed another fox, seeping into Naruto. After all the chakra was gone, everyone looked at Naruto and gasped. Naruto was glowing yellow, flames flowing off his skin, hair flying up, and he had markings all over his body. Everyone walked up to Naruto, who smiled. He then stopped drawing Kurama's chakra and tuned to normal. Kurama, are you going to always look like that from now on? Naruto asked, looking at Kurama, who was now behind the now closed cage again. Kurama looked like he hadn't eaten in years. No, I'll look better after I make some more chakra, don't worry, Kurama said, making Naruto feel better. Okay, I think it's time we got out of your mind now, Naruto, Kakashi said, looking at Kurama. Yeah, it's morning now, so you probably should head back. It's about 5 in the morning. Oh, I forgot to mention you should probably hide your Rinnegan. People would kill for that, plus it could also be your trump card in battle, Kurama said. Everyone nodded before being cast out of Naruto's mind. Later that day. Oh come on Inari. Don't cry, Naruto said, patting Inari on the head. Oh okay, Inari replied, on the edge of tears, as Team 7 walked off. So Tazuna, what are you going to name the bridge? A villager asked. How about the Great Naruto Bridge, Tazuna replied as the villagers cheered. From that day on, the Great Naruto Bridge was born. On the path to Konoha, 1 hour later, Team 7 were having a lunch break when Naruto had an idea. Hey guys. I have an idea, stay here and wait, Naruto said, running off to find something. What could be thinking? All three asked each other. 5 minutes later, Naruto returned with a rock in his hand. Everyone suddenly got what his idea was and waited for him to explain. Okay. Now that I have your attention, I want to try something. Hold your hands out and I'm going to make the rock float to you. Lift it up, then send it to the next person, Naruto said with a grin on his face. Everyone nodded at the idea and held out their hands. Naruto sat down and held the rock in his hand. He focused hard and the rock slowly made its way to Sasuke, who calmly waited as it floated into his hand. Then move on to Sakura and Kakashi. Then the rock floated back to him faster. Cool, it worked, Naruto said, jumped around their resting place. Everyone smiled. Naruto had already mastered a lot of his new techniques and was getting better. No one felt jealous, just happy that their brother and student was getting better with his powers. Just before sunset, "We're home!" Naruto yelled as they saw the gates of Konoha coming into view. "It's good to be back. Now Naruto, let's see and make sure you have your hanji in place," Kakashi said, looking at Naruto's eyes, which were now blue like always. "Good. They look the same as they used to," Kakashi said happily. "Wait a minute, Kakashi-sensei, what if Naruto gets hit and the transformation disappears?" Sakura said, worried. "Shit," was the collective thought they all had at the same time. "I have an idea. What about my goggles?" Naruto asked. Sakura and Sasuke then looked like they had an epiphany while Kakashi was confused. "What about your goggles? I don't get it," Kakashi said. The genin turned to him and Sasuke spoke for them all. "When we were all in the academy, Naruto would always wear a pair of goggles where his headband is. He could wear it again and this time over his eyes. Just say he nearly got hit in the eyes," Sasuke suggested. Naruto and Sakura nodded. "Okay. That sounds like a good idea, and a good reason. Naruto, do you have your goggles with you?" Kakashi asked, and Naruto nodded, taking out his goggles. "I never leave home without them," Naruto said, making the others sweat drop. "Okay then, let's go," Kakashi said. They then made their way to the Hokage's office. As they walked through the streets, Sasuke and Sakura noticed the glares people were sending at Naruto and sent some ki into the air, scaring the people instantly. Then they caught sight of teams 8 and 10. They ran up to them to see how they were doing. "Hey guys!" Naruto yelled out and all of them turned to see Team 7 approaching. Kakashi went on ahead to the Hokage's tower to submit the mission report, while his genin talked to the others. All of them gawked at Naruto, who was wearing his goggles over his eyes. They had wearing them before, but on his forehead, this was different. "Hey Naruto! What's with the goggles?" Choji said as he voiced everyone's thoughts. "Hey, let me guess. Scratched your eyes on a mission chasing that damn demon cat, Tora?" Kiba said to Naruto tauntingly. "I guess you could say that," Naruto said and smirked. Now this pissed Kiba off. "Hey, what's with that smirk, huh, Dobi?" Kiba yelled. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura had to restrain the urge to yell when he called Naruto a Dobi. Naruto then worked to set up the mind link between Sasuke and Sakura. When he finally felt the link activate, he talked through the link. "Hey guys, can you hear me?" Naruto asked and got a reply instantly. "Yeah, yes," Sasuke and Sakura said back over the link. "Let's give Kiba some medicine, follow my lead." With that, he cut off the link. Kiba rushed at Naruto, hoping to knock the smirk off his face when a pebble flew and hit him in the head, knocking him to the ground. Everyone looked over to see Sasuke standing there, secretly pretending he threw the pebble. "Leave Naruto alone, and he's stronger than you may think, Baka," Sasuke said. Everyone aside from Team 7 gasped. Did Sasuke just defend Naruto and say he was good? "Let's go, Sasuke, Sakura," Naruto said, and they ran off, leaving a group of stunned genin. Did they even notice? There was a spike of chakra and that pebble clearly wasn't thrown by Sasuke. Something is going on, Shikamaru thought suspiciously. At Naruto's apartment, 5 minutes later, they didn't even notice the rock float up from the ground. Naruto exclaimed. Next to him were laughing Sasuke and Sakura. "Yeah, but Kiba had it coming for hurting my brother," Sasuke said proudly. "Yeah, but do you think I should hide my strength? At least for a while?" Naruto asked, and everyone nodded. Later, Sasuke and Sakura went home and waited for their missions the next day. The next day, D-Ranks, Team 7 was doing the boring D-Rank missions, weeding gardens, picking up litter, and walking dogs. The genin were on their way to Ichiraku Ramen for some lunch when they heard shuffling behind them. The three turned to see an awful disguise that looked like square rocks. "That's the worst disguise ever. There's no such thing as square rocks," Naruto yelled, and the box exploded in smoke. Out came the Konohamaru ninja squad. I'm not going to go through their introductions, so you can just look it up, sorry." All of them continued to talk when suddenly Konohamaru bumped into a man that looked like a cat. The man picked him up by the collar and was about to punch him. "Stop it, Kankuro. We might get caught," the man, now Kankuro's teammate, said. "Don't worry, Tamari, I'll end this quick," Kankuro said and raised his fist. Put him down. Naruto growled out, his anger getting the better of him. He quickly picked up a rock and threw it, not forgetting the decision about hiding his abilities. The rock hit Kankuro on the wrist and he dropped Konohamaru, who ran behind Naruto. Kankuro was about to attack Naruto when a sudden voice called out from the tree. Kankuro. Back off. Everyone gasped and turned to see a kid with red hair and light blue eyes. He was hanging upside down from a branch on the tree. You're an embarrassment to our village. Have you forgotten the reason we came all the way here? The boy said. Hey there, Gaara, Kankuro said in a scared tone. You see, they challenged us and Kankuro started before being cut off by Gaara. Shut up, or I'll kill you, Gaara said, narrowing his eyes. Alright, sorry, I was totally out of line, Gaara. I was totally out of line, Kankuro said in a scared and nervous tone. I'm sorry, for any trouble he may have caused, Gaara said, looking at everyone else. This guy has an evil look in his eye, Team 7 thought as he looked at them. Naruto then heard Kurama's voice pop into his head. Kid, this red-haired brat is my youngest brother, Shukaku the One-Tails Jinchuuriki, but he seems unstable. I also sense another Biju's chakra. Matabi the Two Tails and Gyuki the Eight Tails. It's like a Biju convention, Kurama stated, making Naruto think for a minute. Gaara then disappeared and reappeared next to his teammates in a sand shunshin. At that moment, 3 other people came walking up. The one that stood out was the one with a blonde French braid. Naruto could sense the Two Tails chakra radiating from her. Naruto then had a good idea to address them, and only people in the loop would know. Hey 1 and 2, I'm 9, would you mention to 8 that I said hi? Naruto said, gaining the attention of everyone. Konohamaru's ninja squad looked confused at what Naruto had said. The other 2 teams had looks of fear on their faces as the message registered in their minds. Sasuke and Sakura caught on and smirked. This was a funny sight to behold. The looks of one sentence could do. It was amusing to see the thoughts play across the other Jinchuuriki's faces. Shock, fear, realization. It was all just too funny to keep a straight face. Don't worry, I don't think a kid his age could have possibly gained control of all 9 tails, yet. The 2 Jinchuuriki calmed down, hearing their Biju say that in their heads, oh how they would be surprised later. Let's go. Both Jinchuuriki told their teams and left, leaving the rest of the genin alone once again with Konohamaru's ninja squad, who then left. Sasuke and Sakura were amused. Just by saying he was had number 9, those 2 bowed in fear of him, if only for a little while. They had to admit that it was fun to watch their brother scare the living crap out of people just by saying 9. The next day, Junin meeting room. I skipped to when Iruka got mad, everything else went the same. When I became a Chunin I was 6 years younger than Naruto is now, Kakashi stated. Naruto is nothing like you. Are you trying to destroy them? Iruka yelled. You underestimate them, trust me, they will be fine, Kakashi said, ignoring Iruka's rants. That's enough, let's continue, Sarutobi said, continuing the meeting. Later that day, Team 7 was supposed to meet at a bridge and wait for Kakashi. They had been waiting for 3 hours when suddenly Kakashi appeared on the railing. Yo. Sorry I'm late, I was, Kakashi said before being cut off by the 3 genin. Just get on with it, the 3 yelled, making Kakashi sweat drop. They won't even let me make my excuses anymore, Kakashi thought, before he started. Okay. Here are the slips for the Chunin exams. It is a test that every country takes part in. This exam helps villages determine who can be promoted to Chunin. When you decide, come to room 301 at the academy by 3 o'clock 5 days from now. Kakashi then shunshined away. Hey guys, I really think we should do this. Then we could become Chunin, Naruto exclaimed, happy to have a chance to advance to his goal of Hokage. Yeah, I think we should too, Sasuke said, agreeing with Naruto. They both looked at Sakura, who had a worried look on her face, so they tried to cheer her up. Okay, if you guys do then I will, Sakura said with new confidence. 5 days later, the academy. Hey guys, you ready? Naruto yelled, gaining the attention of his teammates. Yeah, yes. Let's go, Sasuke and Sakura said. They walked into the academy to find a large crowd of people in front of a door. What's going on? Naruto asked, Sakura and Sasuke shrugged. They continued to walk closer, then heard some people. "Let us through," one girl with buns yelled. Two other genin stood in front of the door, blocking the passage. Naruto sensed something and set up the mind link. "Sasuke, Sakura, there's a genjutsu on everyone," Naruto said and cut the link. "These exams aren't for little girls like you, so go home and play with your dolls," one of the genin blocking the path said, as he pushed the girl down again. "Tenten," a boy with bushy eyebrows exclaimed. "I'm fine, Lee," Tenten said, standing up. "Tenten, Lee, let's just shove through," another boy said. "No, Neji," Tenten said. Naruto and his team shoved their way through the crowd to the front to see what was going on. "Hey, let them through," Naruto said in a commanding tone. "Oh. We got a brave boy over here," one of the two said, drawing his foot back to kick Naruto. Before anyone could blink, the kid was against a wall. No one touched him, he just got thrown back. What the hell?" he yelled. "Don't." Naruto hissed at him, then Team 7 walked away chuckling in their heads. As they walked down the hall, everyone was looking at the boy who had mysteriously thrown another person back without even touching him. "Hey, what are your names?" Neji asked Naruto and Sasuke. "Naruto Uzumaki and Sasuke Uchiha," Naruto answered, smiling. "Fight me," Neji demanded. "No, we still have to register," Naruto said, making Neji mad. "I said, fight me," Neji demanded again, running at Sasuke, only Naruto to jump in the way. "Don't be stupid, I won't let you hurt my teammate," Naruto said. Neji just smirked. "Well then, I'll fight you right now," Neji said. He started to run at Naruto. Naruto held up his hand and Neji flew to the other side of the room. How?" Neji asked in a pained voice. "It's a secret," Naruto said, glaring at Neji, then they walked away. Everyone just gawked at the trio. They continued down the hall until they were in front of the real room 301, only to see Kakashi waiting for them. "Sakura, Sasuke, Naruto. I'm proud of you," Kakashi said happily, making them all smile. "Now, because you all came, you can officially register for the Chunin exams," Kakashi said, motioning them through the door. The trio walked into the room only to hold back gasps of shock. "Gee, we're not alone," Sakura said, looking around the room to see lots of strangers staring back at them with too much killer intent. Naruto could feel Sakura's distress and had an idea, so he quickly set up the mind link. "Guys, I'm going to get help from Kurama in sending some killing intent at everyone, after they feel that they're definitely not going to mess with us." Naruto thought into the link and felt the other two mentally nod their heads in agreement. He then thought inside his own head to Kurama. "Hey Kurama. Did you hear the plan? Please just let out enough ki to scare them away. Not kill them, okay?" Naruto asked and Kurama agreed. When he focused on everyone else, he let Kurama push out his ki, making everyone freeze in their place to stare at the blonde. Everyone started to tremble. "What is this?" Everyone thought frantically, looking at the blonde who was now grinning evilly. Everyone suddenly turned away, not wanting to get on the seemingly not normal blonde's bad side. Naruto then cut off Kurama's ki and looked around only to hear a familiar voice come from their side. "Sasuke. Oh, how I missed you, you bad boy," Ino yelled, hugging Sasuke much to his grief. "Ino, get off of Sasuke, now," Naruto said, putting a glare behind his words, making her step down immediately. Sasuke inwardly smirked. "Oh, so you guys are here too, huh? What a drag," Shikamaru said, coming up to the group. "Oh, so the Three Stooges are here?" Naruto said mockingly, making a tick mark appear on Shikamaru's forehead. "You know what, Pipsqueak? Oh, forget it, it's too much trouble," Shikamaru lazily said. "Oh, so you guys are here too, huh? Well, looks like the Rookie 9 are together again," Kiba said, his team walking up to the group. "Well, at least some of us will make the cut, right Sasuke?" Kiba mocked, making Naruto growl slightly. This drew Shikamaru's attention to him. Shikamaru stared at him curiously, then turned away, looking at him out the corner of his eye. "Kiba, do you think we haven't been training? You don't know what training means?" Naruto said, provoking Kiba. "Oh. And like a dead last, like you could really beat me?" Kiba said, leaning down to Naruto's face with a mocking smile. Everyone then had full attention on them. "Kiba, Did you feel that intense ki a little bit ago? Sasuke asked. Everyone in the group instantly got the message and looked at Naruto again. Yeah, but like a dead last like Naruto could pull that off, Kiba said in a mocking tone. This gave Naruto an idea. He quickly set up the link again and said he was going to direct some ki at Kiba to scare him. Everyone agreed. Naruto quickly drew out some of Kurama's ki on his own this time, making Kiba jump back at the sudden ki radiating from Naruto. Oh. Really? Naruto said, smirking. Everyone stared wide-eyed at Naruto as if he had grown 3 more heads. What? Kiba said in a stunned tone, then the ki seeped away and Naruto was still grinning. Shikamaru was having a private debate inside of his head. What was that? Is that really Naruto? What happened? Shikamaru thought, examining the recent changes in Naruto's behavior. Hey, I think you should really keep it down. You're the 9 rookies, right? Came a voice from behind everyone. They turned to see a man with gray hair and glasses. You don't want to make a bad impression, the man said. Who are you? Ino yelled in an angry tone. I am Kabuto Yakushi. You are the 9 rookies fresh out of the academy, correct? He asked again. Everyone nodded. I wouldn't go making something big of yourself, it is your first time and all. Kabuto said, earning a scowl from Naruto. How many times have you been here? Naruto asked, making Kabuto grin nervously. It's my 7th time here. They're held twice a year, so this would be my 4th year. Kabuto said. All the rookies' jaws dropped. Wow, a veteran. Do you have any tips for us? Sakura asked, gaining a smile from Kabuto. Of course, these are my ninja info cards. They respond to my chakra. They hold information about everyone, even you guys. Kabuto said while pulling out a deck of blank cards. Everyone nodded and Sasuke stepped forward. Can you find a guy with red hair and raccoon-like rings around his eyes? Sasuke asked. Kabuto looked through the cards for a minute then smiled. Ah. You mean Gaara of the desert. Kabuto said, then went on to explain the information on Gaara. A.N. It's the same as the show, so I'm skipping it. After the explanation was done, Shikamaru stepped forward, surprising everyone. Can you give me information on Naruto Uzumaki? Shikamaru asked, eyeing Naruto suspiciously. Naruto widened his eyes in shock at what the genius had just said. Why would you want information on me? Naruto asked, trying to play it off. It wasn't working on Shikamaru. Because, ever since you got back from Wave I've noticed you've changed. I'm going to check it out. Shikamaru said, narrowing his eyes at Naruto. Damn it, maybe I can read Kabuto's mind and see what all information he has on me and stop him from reading some of the information. Naruto thought. He focused on Kabuto's chakra and read what Kabuto was reading first in his head before saying it out loud. Oh. Don't tell me he's going to mention Kurama. Naruto thought, hearing Kabuto start the statement in his head. Okay. Naruto Uzumaki, experienced 10D ranks and in a rank, Kabuto said, shocked, then he continued. His teammates are Sasuke Uchiha and Sakura Haruno. He's slightly skilled in ninjutsu. His taijutsu needs improvement and he doesn't know any genjutsu. He is also the K. Kabuto said before being cut off. Coolest person here, he, Naruto said, his hand on Kabuto's mouth successfully shutting him up, and spiking Shikamaru's suspicions about him. Kabuto, however, looked slightly amused at what Naruto did. So they don't know about his little secret, Kabuto thought, silently chuckling in amusement in his head. Naruto then took his hand off Kabuto's mouth, still chuckling nervously. As he backed away from Kabuto, everyone eyed him curiously. What's up with Naruto? He actually has a secret he doesn't want people to know. That's not like him at all. All the rookies thought, except Sasuke and Sakura. Nice save, Naruto, they thought with a sweat drop. Suddenly, 3 ninja came rushing up at Kabuto, prepared to attack for revenge about what he said about their village earlier. They raced at Kabuto, then at last second they were sent flying back, crashing into the opposite wall. Everyone turned to Kabuto to see Naruto standing in front of him, hands slightly raised. The rookie 9 aside from Team 7 gasped, was that really Naruto? Suddenly, a cloud of smoke appeared at the front of the room and a man in a black trench coat stepped forward. I am Ibiki Morino, and FOMR now on. You worst nightmare. Ibiki said. The end. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Remember to subscribe and like this video. See you in the next part.